Hello and welcome to episode 563 of the Awesome Comics Podcast, the place where the small press makes one hell of a big noise. My name is Vince Hunt, and joining me as always is the artist and creator of Vanguard, the epic webcomic that you should read now. Go to vanguard.com and read it, and you'll see that the person that created it is one Daniel Butcher. Hello, Dan.
Hello. Hello.
I also like the fact that you pointed to yourself, though. There.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Just to reassure myself I am who I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't need a Fonz because we have the sexy lumberjack that is Tony Esmond.
Yeah. Hello. Had my haircut.
Did you? Which one?
Well, there's nothing downstairs, not the Ken doll, but the upstairs. Yeah.
Did you find your powers slightly diminishing, Tony?
Well,
took a few hairs off?
It took ages because you have to wait for them to get in from. Well, the colorist comes in from Paris and the hairdresser comes in from LA, so it's difficult to.
Yeah. Do you think you're runway ready though?
Just about, I think.
Just about.
Yeah.
24/7, 365.
You've got your sachet already and stuff, haven't you?
It does look like I've got seaweed hanging from my shorts, so I might have to do something there.
I mean, they might be able to mix that in with the rest of the outfit.
Yeah, ginger seaweed.
Yeah, lovely.
Look like fucking Sea Devil out of Doctor Who.
Yeah, Ginger Seaweed is also the name of our new band who'll be playing Glastonbury this
year. And a special tea that we've made.
Yeah, we're capturing two markets. And hopefully we've captured your attention for the first 30 seconds of this very professional podcast. Welcome back, folks, or welcome new listeners. Firstly, whenever I say the numbers of this podcast, it's all about making comic books. I'm initially sort of stunned that I can't believe that the 500th was over 63 weeks away.
In the past. It's a long time away, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gone,
Yeah. But no, we're heading now ever closer to 600. Do we do something for 600? I don't know.
Good too.
Yeah.
Do we know when it's going to be?
Not yet, but perhaps we should do like a
January.
Maybe a charity live recording
let's
or
do
something.
A charity one.
A charity live Zoom.
Charity.
For charity.
You can finally do that dance.
Yeah, I can. I can.
It's a callback, couple hundred episodes.
That is a callback. When I promise something for if people pledge to charity, people pledge, and then I haven't done it yet. And I've never forgotten. So I tell you what, 600. You'll see it.
Yeah,
and it'll work brilliantly for me because I don't want anything like that going on the internet.
It'll be like that dance that Alan Partridge does around the pole, wearing his pants.
Yeah. Would you like me to dance for you? But we're not about dancing this week because it's just a Free Amigos week. We've had loads of amazing guests. Thank you to them for joining us, and thank you to you, lovely people, for checking out the show. I had a bit of a bump in numbers. So, on all, whether it be here on Podbean or wherever you listen to us or on the Substack, thank you.
Significant bump. Yeah, really.
Thank you very much for checking out this little show where every week we're just going to talk comics, talk about making comics and indie comics, and of course there will be a fair amount of nonsense as well that we speak, and never is it more.
Well.
We do that pretty well, and we are here to do that. Well, actually, no, I mean, we always put ourselves down, but hopefully there's always something, a topic of conversation which gets people thinking, and of course, listeners, wherever you are in the world, play along with us if we're doing games or if we've got questions of the week, of which Tony's going to kick us off with one in a minute. But I just want to say straight out of the gate, thank you very much for listening, and be sure if you enjoy it, do the thumbs up, do the subscribe, leave a nice review. It's rare that I do this straight out of the gate, but I thought I would because it really does help the show.
Yeah.
And to those people that do and have, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're bloody awesome.
Yeah, we do appreciate it.
Yeah,
we spend
really
our lives talking about other people's comics. Nice occasion when they get a little repost.
Or we talk about other people. And another thing that's bloody awesome, it's just sometimes it's just nice settling down in the cabin with my two favourite people. And then I jump online and I talk to Tony and Dan.
Hey,
that's hurtful, isn't it, Dan? That's hurtful.
That's a bit hurtful.
No. We
don't know how to react now.
We are family. I've got all my sisters with me this week, but it's always lovely.
When you looked at Sister Sledge, did you grade who would you like to go out on a date with first?
I was just really disappointed that they didn't have a sledge.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what
I've never seen a
their
picture of
last
Sister
name.
Sledge.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I know that Dan's immediately, because you do research live on air, Dan. I know you do.
His search engine is X-Hamster.
Sister Sledge.
Yeah, which is a hamster on a wheel for all of those that are young people listening.
Yeah, or a dead hamster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh well, look,
Dan's considering it. He's I can see in his eyes.
I've got to say, they've
first.
aged really well.
Have they?
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh well, good for them.
Well done, Sister Sledge.
Yeah. There's still a chance, Dan. There's still a chance.
Let us know what your routine is for moisturisation and general age prevention, because when you talk about comics on a weekly basis, or if you just listen to some comic news or some absolute tosh that you hear on social media and stuff, it fucking ages you.
Ages you horribly.
So hopefully we shall be the balm to that sore that's probably the cold sore around your lips that it's the rest of the
What?
This is an analogy.
I was just thinking, because sometimes when we get caught up with reading comics news, I say news in parentheses, or some of the online nonsense that's out there, it can sometimes it's just a grind, doesn't it? It does wear people down, doesn't it?
I did read that story during the week of that fucking guy getting loads of his OA collection nicked.
Was it by a friend or something? Is that right?
Something like there was a connection or something. It was 2 or 3 days ago I read the story, but he had
a professional
much.
A professional artist, or was it just a fan?
A collector, I think.
A collector.
Oh,
yeah.
That's brutal. That's absolutely brutal,
Yeah,
especially in this day and age
savage.
where it's interesting. I mean, I think a deep dive into original art, we need to have another one of those. But something like that is ultra sad.
They're complete one-offs.
Yeah.
And
they are ever rarer, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I see modern artists, post their stuff on Instagram or wherever, and you see them drawing it's actual ink on a piece of paper. I don't know why. I know I use digital tools and stuff, but when I see people using pen and ink and stuff, I just think fucking brilliant.
I love it, man.
I'm pretty much digital all the time now. I was doing a bit drawing my son because he's got some exams coming up, and I did the expand page on the paper.
Oh yeah.
Because it's muscle memory, just
Do you do that when you read something like a printed?
No, I don't get them books.
I do that when I'm chatting to someone. I try and slide them off.
Yeah, slide them
off. If they're boring me, I try to sort of go to the next one. Scroll them up.
I've turned off guided reading on comics now. I find it a distraction.
Yeah, I totally have. Yeah, I used to love the guided view in Comixology back in the day.
It's fine if you look at it on an iPhone. I think that's almost like the only place to do it. Looking at it on I've got an extra big iPad now. I think the same as you, Dan. It's ever so slightly bigger than a comic page, and it's just perfect.
Yeah.
No. I want to see. I get presented the whole comic page when I open a comic. And I want that experience as much as I can, not kind of like a tiny little thing.
And also that's the plan of the artist and the writer, that it acts and works in that way.
Yeah.
But you're getting an edit. You're getting someone else's voice in the mix of saying you should look at this first.
Some intern.
Look at that first.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, wait, who are you to tell me this?
The one thing about digital sometimes, like when I'm reading it, because that's predominantly most of my reading, that catches me out, is when these creative teams, who, God bless them, keep doing stuff like this. They take advantage of a double page spread, and the storytelling crosses the middle of the pages and stuff. But when you're reading it single page, you're just reading pages of a PDF. Essentially, you're just reading single pages. So you have to keep scrolling backward and forward. Do you know what I mean? Just like, I've read that page, now I need to go to forward and then back again and then forward and back again. That's just nothing beats the printed page, does it?
Yeah, especially double-page spreads when you're like, read the top ones. I can go to the next page and then go back on the digital to read the next bit. That's tiresome.
Yeah.
Not the ideal reading experience.
No. And we're all about reading here and entertaining you, lovely people.
Ideal reading experience. I feel like that might be a topic for a guest one day. What is your ideal reading experience?
Yeah.
Not what it is you're reading, but place, style book.
It really is.
Time of day.
Yeah, because I think we've all had a moments of. I mean, for me, we will do this. I think that's a great topic, and obviously we'll put more thought into it. The one that immediately came to my mind, it was after a comic mart, in the strangest way, like sat at the back of a bus with that 2-hour ride home, and I was just sort of like just reading through everything that I had, and I had the back seat of the bus there, and I just had comics around me, and I was just going through, and I just thought, this is bliss, absolute bliss. I love it.
I love it on holiday, reading with a coffee in a restaurant where nobody knows me, or a cafe.
Yeah.
Shining.
Do you take a small, like a little stack of books, or do you take a trade or something like that? Or what do you do?
I take a little combo. Yeah, sometimes like a little reading project I might have on the go.
In a messenger bag, you take those sort of like.
I tend to take it in a couple on the flight and then the rest in the suitcase. Yeah. Yeah, but with digital, it's a lot easier now. I used to fucking think, right, I can need to last, so I'll be a couple of fucking hardbacks or something like that. And I'm thinking, this is like half my bag is these hardbacks, But now with digital, it's a bit easier.
Yeah, you can just download a couple of like big trades, like on some journeys.
You can get pretty much a Wi-Fi journey, Wi-Fi wherever you stand nowadays.
I was reading comics on the plane on the way back from Las Vegas on the plane Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah. But anyway, and what Dan, off the top of your head, where do you like reading them?
I've changed in as much that I could have anything going on around me, noise, sound, music, or whatever. I'm kind of transitioning towards this silence. Nothing.
I love silence at home.
Just ambient room noise. Just don't need any other noises going on.
If I'm on my own at home, the TV's off.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah.
My family always had the TV on. It was like a noise in the background. Just there wouldn't even be anyone watching it. It would be the TV was on like a noise all the time. But now it's like I'm going more and more just turning it off.
Yeah, it's fascinating how like our reading tastes sort of change, and not just in what we read, but just in generally how we read. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
So we'll dive into that more on a future episode. And rope some poor bastard.
I'm sure listeners have got a lot to say about
that. Oh, yeah. So
we sort of touched a little bit on it before, haven't we? But
yeah. I think that's
changes.
That's a lovely topic. But Tony, I believe do you want to kick us off with a question?
So I had a topic that occurred to me. Now, it occurred to me in that the way we buy comics these days is we pre-order mostly, especially Wednesday Warriors. We pre-order stuff from. I know you're a bit of a Forbidden Planet mail order guy as well, Dan, aren't you? So we're ordering them long before we've seen them, and often long before we've seen the interiors, nearly always, and occasionally long before we've even seen the covers.
Yeah.
So it occurred to me, especially with the abundance of non-regular character comics that we're seeing, that just subjects of comics come up, and all we might see is a title and a 2-line description.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, in an era of that, who are our by sight unseen creators? It's going to be artists, writers, editors, even. Who do we buy a comic from without any fucking knowledge? So it's called I'm trying to think of a title, The Unforeseen Event.
Yeah,
is all you know that this comic's called that. And who would it be? So we've got through. We'll take it in. We'll go in a round. So our 3 characters. So our 3 creators, pardon me. Shall I go first and give you like a taste of how I was thinking of it? So my first one's Matt Wagner.
Good shout.
I'll buy anything he makes. I know it'll have a sign of quality on it. I know it'll have his stamp, his personal stamp on it, which is something I like. I don't think he does enough, in all honesty. Since Mage blew my mind as a kid, as a teenager. I mean, the Mage sign drawn on my school bag, all magic is green, written in my school notebook, this sort of thing. I absolutely loved it. Batman, Grendel, the Demon, especially. I think it doesn't get talked about enough, his little mini-series he did. Sandman Mystery Theatre, The Shadow, and the Batman Shadow stuff, and Zorro. And even if he's just writing, I kind of like it as well. And I kind of, if somebody says, there's a new... It's a bit like Stan Sakai, but Stan Sakai is slightly different because generally it's the same character, isn't it? But if someone says to me, Matt Wagner's coming, he's got a new book coming out. Yeah.
It's shout out Dan Charnley. He sent me through a care package during the week,
All right.
and there had loads of Grendel in it, and there was a Hunter
Oh,
Rose
nice.
Grendel figure
Nice.
in it, which is
Oh, wow.
fucking cheers, Dan. That's
Yeah.
fucking great. Grendel Warchild was an absolute fucking standout for me. I
Yeah.
fucking loved that book, and everything about it, from the artwork to the story, was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Do you want to go next, Dan?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Mine was it's a recent one. It's Danny Warren Johnson. I may not order everything he goes to, but if he's like Danny Warren Johnson is attached to a project, I will at least look it up and think, what's this about? And 9 times out of 10, I've bought whatever he's done because he just seems to be doing stuff that he really likes doing, and that you can read that in the work.
He's one of those
He really
guys I'll
likes
buy his variant, even though he's not an interiors
Yes.
as well cover.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not reading Absolute Batman, and he did that annual. I was like, well, I'm
Yeah.
going to get that because that's going to be a crack. And he's done great on Transformers. When he does a new series, whatever it is, I'll get it. I mean, I've not liked all his stuff. Did he do? What's that one he did? And I was like, not really feeling
Murder
this.
Falcon or
No, I've got Murder Falcon and Powerbomb. They'll come to me.
I know the one you're talking about. The
Was
big
it
sci-fi.
Extremists?
Yeah,
No,
Extremists.
it's not Extreme. Yeah, I've got maybe the first dozen or so issues of that, and
That for me,
it's one
that
of those-
story really worked better when it was all done, and I read it as one
Right.
thing. I think you should revisit it because you can read the whole thing.
Right. I was getting the issues. You know when you got
Yeah.
an issue in your pull list, and you think, oh fucking hell,
Yeah.
I've got another 2 issue of this in the fucking pull list, and you think, oh, I've cancelled that, but you forget, and it builds up.
Yeah.
I think I've got loads of them, but maybe I should go back to it.
I'm going to bet your one, Vince, has the same last name as my one.
This first one, no.
Okay.
The first one I've gone for because I'm elasticating the rules of it a little bit.
Right.
I just want to explain why. Because this is 2 people, right? Because almost to bring this into the conversation as well, like creative duos. You know, I won't necessarily read everything of the writer, or necessarily the artist sometimes, but you put those 2 together, and I'm on board. And so, I mean, when I was thinking about this, I thought, well, Doug Wagner and Daniel Hilyard, who of course done vinyl, plastic, you know.
That's what I said.
Is that what you thought?
Well, I said Matt Wagner, and
I see. I see. Yeah, I didn't think about that because I was thinking about 2 people rather than just a singular.
Right, okay.
Yeah. That's why I lost you there. But yeah, I think, and I have read other stuff by them, but when they're together, I was just looking back thinking, I've bought everything that those 2 have. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, what is that series? I'm getting it. You know, from plastic to vinyl to, you know, to Narco, which I'm on board with. I just thought, well, that's the perfect example of it. But I did think it's not one person because I haven't necessarily read all of Doug's work. Shame on me. There's probably some fantastic stuff out there, you know, with other creators, and same with Daniel's work. But when these 2 are together, I know that's going to be the flavour of ice cream that I want to eat. So yeah, so I've elasticated the rules a little bit there to get 2 people in. But Wagner and Hilyard, and I think certainly that some people out there will go, you know, they'll say Brubaker and Phillips. I mean, there's some creators that it works for. But that's my first one anyway.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that I can see that one.
Yeah.
My second one, Bill Willingham.
Okay.
In the same way as, you know, some of his contemporaries like Peter David and a few other people, it's just solid writing that I like about it. And I really like his art as well. He didn't do enough. Elementals and Fables are the 2 biggies, you know, both of which I'm absolutely in love with. I've finally found a good eBay source for what's his one that he's just come out? Pantheon. So Pantheon, it's not just come out, but it came out after Elementals. Pantheon is an unofficial sequel to Elementals. I only found out about because I don't think it ever got distribution over here. So I found a sort of vaguely buyable. You know, I did that whole make me an offer on eBay, and they accepted it. So I was quite pleased. So I just ordered that. But also stuff like Ironwood, Coventry, Proposition Player, which is a Vertigo book that I really liked. I'd forgotten he'd done. Days of Vengeance, Just Society, and Shadow Pact. I think doesn't get enough love. That's a great little book,
I've never
especially
read
his
that.
stuff on it. Yeah, really good DC book. I like his blogging, and I like his old art threads that he puts up on Twitter still. He puts up, oh, I drew this. This is the second time I drew the elementals or something like that. I like all that, and he's a grumpy old fucker. Just
Best ones usually are.
yeah, just there's something about him and Wagner and my third choice where it's very much them, but they know how to write different people somehow. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just there's something about each of them. It's almost like they're each a long box of mine because they're so
Right.
distinctive. And there's a few of that sort of thing I've got going on in as with my reorganize, where some of them are just the people I like
Yeah. Fair
are
enough.
going into a long box. But yeah, Bill Willingham, who don't ask people involved in Fables what he's like because they don't like him anymore. But yeah, I quite like him. Yeah, that's my
Mine's a
second
bit
one.
of a. I've got to say, a caveat is like, whenever I see they're doing a new project, I'll always check them out, but not so much always get it. It'd probably have to be like Garth Ennis. Like
Yeah,
there's stuff that
Nice.
he's done,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I really like this. But what was that one? Was it the Marjorie one?
yeah, I didn't
don't-
quite get that one. I read the first
Nah.
few, the time traveler one thing.
Yeah,
Is
it
that-
wasn't
yeah,
really my cup of tea. But like, if he's like, oh, he's doing a new project, like when he said about the Punisher one, I was like, mate, we're all over this straight away.
yeah,
Obviously, it didn't turn out so great at the end, but for whatever reason. But generally, like all this stuff, I've gone back and like retroactively bought his books and really really enjoyed them. Yeah, one of the. I was thinking about it, one of the other creators like that was a couple of years ago when we was doing the Mark Miller stuff. I was like, oh, Mark Miller's coming out with a new title, but now I'm just kind of like, okay,
yeah. What happened with the quality
I
there?
don't know. The fall off, man, was
It just really that Vatican thing was borderline unreadable.
the art. Yeah, it seemed. To be fair, it was the guy's style, but I
Yeah,
just don't think it really suited what the.
no,
If
I
you're
didn't know
gonna
who
do
was
like,
who or anything in that one.
yeah, it didn't really work for me.
And that poser nemesis thing. It was like,
I think that's the ugliest fucking artwork. I really don't like it. I detest it.
yeah,
I don't mean to be rude. I guess that is being rude. But
it's not.
Well, no, it's
It
just
sounds
been
your-
it's just been honest. I think.
I just
Yeah.
there's art I can look at and think that's really well done, but I don't like it.
Yeah,
But I
Yeah.
look at that and think it's not that I don't like it. I find it completely and utterly unappealing. I
yeah,
don't know how anyone does like it.
yeah. It's such a drop off, wasn't it? After such
Yeah,
quality artists on those two, the first, the one long ago and the newest one when it
Yeah.
came back, and you're like, oh, yeah,
what's
such a
this?
shame.
It's-
Yeah,
I don't know if that's down to a kind of like maybe Mark doesn't know what he's looking at there. Is that rude to say that? Like,
yeah.
I'm being
Maybe
rude
he's
tonight.
too busy in movies to.
If you're looking at it and thinking this is really good, but then if people are kind of a bit more, you look at it and think, well, actually, that's just fucking, it's a load of 3D assets. I mean, I use 3D assets in my work. I hold my hands up to it, but for that, it's just not enough of the artist's
Yeah,
work. It felt like just 3D
Yeah.
models, and yeah, I didn't like it.
yeah, yeah. I'll still like you though. I'll still have a first look at his new books,
Totally.
see what they're
Yeah.
like. Yeah, if I want to get on board. Yeah, up until the big sort of jam issue series. What was that called again? Where he brought them all together into a big series.
Oh, big game.
Yeah, up until then, he could do no wrong for me.
Yeah, fuck me.
Yeah.
Every title was just like, I've got to
Yeah.
be reading this because
Yeah.
I want to know what's going to happen. And then when like we've already done this, but like reading Big Game, and then you see Eggsy fucking come along with Hit Girl, you're like, oh, this is the business.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one we all got up early to read. Do you remember that
Yeah.
time it came
Yeah,
out?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It almost, even though it was a big game, it felt like Endgame because after
Yeah.
that one, it kind of just all.
it did, didn't it? Yeah.
It
And
fell into the
please,
same hole problem.
Yeah.
yeah, please don't do another King of Spies. Please don't do it.
God, no,
Yeah.
no. That was the end. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
need
that's
the
a perfect
adventures of his son Roland.
standalone
Like,
miniseries.
yeah.
Mm.
it was like a capping off point for James Bond, and when that's the end of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Standalone miniseries, they're interesting in comic books, aren't they? Like, because some of them, I mean, much like any medium, really, whether it be an album or a fucking movie, sometimes they just need to leave things alone.
Yeah, they do with everything. I said exactly the same thing when they announced they're going to do a new Blake 7. Everyone's sending me messages saying, "Oh, look, they're doing a new Blake 7." And my only reply was, "Yeah, please don't."
Yeah. It's perfect because we missed it and because we want it.
And it's of a time.
But we should never get it. Do you know what I mean? That sounds so strange, doesn't it? From a fan's perspective, we all want to have these things, but we shouldn't have them.
Yeah, we should do an episode on this as well, you know.
Yeah.
We should look at stuff that's done and done.
We're a real brain trust this week, aren't
Invincible.
we?
Invincible.
It's a rarity for something to come back and you think, oh, this is really well done.
It's a similar thing with Miller again. Isn't there going to be a new Huck series, or has there been?
I think there has been, isn't there?
Yeah. Okay. And I loved the first book, but it was one of those, I like that.
This is it. This is the end.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to have a think about other things that they shouldn't do again.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good shout.
I can give you one straight off the rip. Is fucking Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
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 They have done. They've done that many times again, haven't they?
Yeah. How long can he be an old man for? Anyway, I think a lot of my ones, apart from the Wagner flavour, I thought artwork. I was a real basic bitch, and I just thought about the pretty pictures. So, another person who doesn't do as much comic artwork these days, nor do they need to, because they probably make a mint from commissions, etc. Frank Cho.
Yeah, he's great.
I'll buy the stuff. I don't always, and I've read some great books. They're not always hits, of course, but they'll always be fucking fantastic to look at, and just the draftsmanship is just a wonder. And yes, people say, "Oh yeah, it's just because it's the very cheesecakey sort of things." Like there's lots of it. He's always in his books. Was it Fight Girls? Do you remember that Fight Girls one that was It was like, oh yeah, that clearly there's what the audience are expecting on the cover. But you read those comics, there's fucking sharks, there's dinosaurs, this is all kind. There's other brilliantly designed sort of just thug-like characters and the sci-fi stuff. It's just an absolute draftsman, just an absolute legend that I think maybe because of his reputation with a certain, being able to draw an attractive woman, sometimes maybe doesn't get the love he deserves in a certain way. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people see him as a legend.
Mindset of like people judging what other people do as art and create. If you don't like what they do, just do something else. Kind of get on this big moralizing high horse, man. That was fucking 2016 behavior as far as I can say. I'm just fucking sick of it. Just shut up.
Yeah. So and Frank Cho, from the moment I discovered him with Liberty Meadows and stuff, I was just on board. I didn't always get the stuff immediately. I don't know, there was the Marvel stuff I picked up later. It was just one of those I came back around to it. But I always want to check out Frank Cho's work, and that's why you got.
His fucking covers make me crease up.
The blank.
But it used to be like he did them to kind of get people's backs up, and after a while, when they realised they couldn't do anything about him making them, they just shut up because. So I'm getting really fucking annoyed.
I do like the bloke who was who was the artist who was critical of him online. So he sent him like a basket of stuff, didn't he, about how to draw books. Yeah. A book on grammar.
Really?
Yeah. And pens and stuff. And that's the way you fucking
all
deal
in
with
a basket. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So Cho's my second one.
Okay, last one. Mike Grell. Good Mike Grell, bad like Mike. Well, if you want to refer to it as bad, I don't. But the Legion loved it, Warlord loved it, Green Arrow absolutely loved it, Sable loved it, Star Slayer loved it. Even his stuff that was a bit of a. He clearly made a lot of money, and I'm glad he did at Image. Like Maggie the Cat and Shaman's Tears and stuff like that. I'm all in on his Iron Man, for example. I'm all in on his Kickstarted stuff. I'm all in on his art books. I'm all in on his prints. If I could, I'd buy some original art from him. He's a lovely bloke to talk to, very, very friendly, gives you time at conventions, a geezer. You know what I mean? Knows how to fire a bow and arrow.
About Mike Grell?
Yeah.
I've been doing his
of course. See, that's the best thing in the world for me, just to know. Yeah.
I was fucking really tackling that bit of artwork. We're like, Christ alive, let's do this right.
I forgot about that when I wrote this morning, but you only sent it through the other day, and it looks marvellous.
Yeah.
How cool is that, man? The dude who did so much in comics, and Longbow Hunters is up there for me, man. One of my favourite top 10 books. Yeah, you're colouring him.
When you shouted it out, like the Longbow Hunters, because I hadn't read it before, when I was like, bloody hell, this is fucking hard hitting. I think you do an episode on
Never on Anything.
Never on Anything.
Yeah.
Talking about Longbow Hunters, and I try not to listen to Never on Anything because I end up buying whatever you're fucking talking about.
got one coming in 2 weeks. We're doing one in 2 weeks. So
pretty much 9 times out of 10, I've bought the books that you guys have talked about.
Oh, that's great.
And it's it's fucking great.
Yeah, we get a bit carried away. But
no, honestly, the kind of enthusiasm for what you talk about is so infectious that I want to read this now. It really gets me.
Mate, he's so good. That Longbow Hunters is up there for me with the greats of those mid-80s books. It really is. And it travels into the series that continues on. It's it's social conscience. It's so much of it was used in the Arrow series as well. I'm glad he got a bit of credit for it.
It's interesting, like when the kind of creator has such a massive impact in a character. It's like this pretty much defines how they're looked at from then on.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And like he's got a massissive hand in that, right?
Yeah,
Green Arrow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's gone from being just a sort of argumentative character in the Justice League, and a bit going on in Green Lantern, to this sort of backwoodsman who learns his craft, and such a good series. Yeah, but Grell's a dude. John Sable's great as well. Warlord was great. There's so much good stuff there. And
I feel like I've got to check out Warlord because I've not seen much of that.
Yeah, it's early, and it jumps about a bit, but some lovely art in it. Yeah.
Well, going back and reading Elric of Melinborn, where it was, you give me a shout for. It's like it's old school fantasy, but I was like, this is fucking nuts. This is really good.
Yeah, it's a bit of Pellucidor in it as well. So, or a big bit of Pellucidor in it. The Edgar Rice Burroughs stuff. Yeah, beautiful. I always quote those issues where he's in the snow, and it's a white page, and just he's stepping into snow, and it just makes the rest of the page feel like it's drawn. Just incredible.
That's great.
Yeah, good. That's my last one. Daniel?
My last. Well, I was going to be a bit of a dick and say Pat Mills, because pretty much everything he does, I'm fucking all over. But it's the same Kirkman. I've got to say, when he comes out with a new project, I'm always like, right, what's this about? Again, I'm not always buying it. Like when he did the Invincible Universe, I was obviously getting the Invincible title. I've got most of the other comics, but not complete runs. I was like, oh, this is okay. Like I've got maybe 4 or 5 issues of
Battle Pope. Was Battle Pope one of them?
I never got that.
Battle Pope was the original one, wasn't it? Before Walking Dead. Yeah, I remember that.
Standing Wolf Man.
With Tony Moore. Wasn't it?
Wolfman got that. Yeah. Do you do Brit as well? Brit. Brit.
I like that. Is Noble Causes part of that universe? But it's not by him, is it? That? No, maybe not.
I'm not sure about that.
No. Capes, which is back in.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of the Standing Wolfman, and that made me,
I like that as well.
That made me a massive fan of Jason Howard, the artist who did that.
Yeah,
he went on to do went on to do Super Dinosaur, and he did Trees, which of course made a big thing. I need to check out.
Trees is amazing. I love it.
I need to get back in, because he was like one of my favourite artists for a long time. He was one of those ones that was almost, a little bit of an offshoot of this particular conversation, because it was like, what's he doing? And I know he changed his style up a little bit, especially around Trees.
It's interesting that I can see the art styles that you like, and that's totally the art style that you like.
Yeah, completely.
It's like Chris Pichello.
That's a good point. Yeah. I actually think Trees would be more popular if they'd actually, the covers were so the same.
Yeah.
Everything, you didn't know if you bought it or not. And it's quite a slow burn story.
Yeah.
But very good.
There's a lot of sort of designy sci-fi series that they fall for that.
Yeah.
With that cover thing. The samey cover.
Yeah.
No, I'm interested to see what he does with the Transformers stuff, but we'll see. I know he's got because I'm a bit behind on that, because I'm reading it on Global as opposed to buying the issues. I kind of wish I'd bought the issues and buying the trades.
Yeah, I got the new issue ready to read this week. I picked it up the other day.
We've got a big Transformer show planned for later in the year. 40 years.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Since the movie.
Yeah.
You got the touch.
The apology tour.
Okay, for my last one, I was thinking about this, and I'm going to say it's almost something that's become a retroactive sort of sight unseen, because I'm going to talk about a classic artist, and this is more someone who at Comic Mart now I'll pick up something now. Vanyo, of course, from the UK, from the UK weeklies. When you're a kid and you're reading these, sometimes you're blissfully unaware of how this person or these people, I know it's brothers, that became one of your favourite art styles of all time. But now if like I'm at a Comic Mart, or if I see, I've bought things on eBay just because it's like, oh, they're in it. Click, and I'm reading books and discovering that they did this, and like the Death Wish trade. I didn't read it back in the day when it was in Tiger and stuff like that, and I discovered that they were the artists. So, bam, bought the collection of that. And so I've pulled the strings of. It's not necessarily something modern doing it.
That's right, mine won't.
But it is very much. If I go somewhere now and I see that name on something, or I know it's going to be part of an issue, yes, please, if I can afford it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of and that's a joy. I think with all of these creators, there's a joy to it, isn't there? Because when you find something you love, or something like, I've got faith in, it's that excitement, isn't it? It's whatever gets the excitement going. And I think that's wonderful that a creator can do that. And it goes the same for like any listeners out there. We've picked ours, but we know that you've got a lot of creators.
Have you ever looked at Vanyo OA to see how much it is?
I've tried back in the day. I've tried to look, but because of those, the infamous days of the pages were lost, or
right.
And there is some stuff that, but in terms of like the OA conversation, I'd love a Stormforce page or two.
Yeah.
And whenever I've looked, I've just never seen it. It's been part of it's been part like a page that's part of something else, like probably one of the Screams or one of the more obscure weeklies or something. I see stuff out there, but there's no connection for me. I don't want to buy it just because that name, which almost goes against what we're saying here. But in terms of OA, I'd like it to be a page from the thing that I get a kick from. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but I haven't looked for a while because whenever I looked, I never saw anything. So
I can't see anything on eBay at the moment.
Yeah, perhaps I should. I really do hope that a lot of those wonderful pages weren't lost in the great.
Yeah, but there were physical ones that had to send, didn't they?
Yeah, and then they just got
them getting lost,
and then they just got lost or binned or just put somewhere that flooded or things like that. If you think about it too much, it'll make you cry. In all honesty,
I can see it happen because I've worked for a couple of magazine publishers in my lifetime, and not all of them are great on archiving stuff.
No,
they could quite easily have just got fucking trashed.
Yeah. But yeah, just and if there's any young creators out there, certainly look back at some of these old comics and some of these new creators, because they will still inspire you. They will totally.
We were just talking before we started recording about how we're going back a lot more to look at past stuff, because the quality. I don't know if this is old manish, but like,
I mean, it is. But let's just be who we are.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the past, even before like I was born. It's like, this is really fucking good.
We do have the knowledge, though. I'd like to point out we are old manish, but we do have the knowledge of these things.
Yeah. And also, I think you should still be able to appreciate sort of modern stuff, and we talk on a weekly basis about new comics that we've checked out.
We can bring this round to something we're going to do in a second, but like that new Daredevil issue, me and Tony have read it, and we were kind of massively like shoulder shrug. This is just, what the fuck's this? This is like, I've seen so many people praise the fuck out of it online, and I'm just like,
half-assed as fuck.
It's a massive nothing burger. There's nothing to this.
Yeah. I haven't read it yet. I plan to read it at some point soon. But listeners, let us know what you think about it. It does nicely segue us onto something. Tony, we're almost wearing Daredevil colours as we're speaking now.
Yeah.
With the red and the black, depending on which part of Daredevil you like. But with that launch, there was a new thing. Well, how long has this been going? But the world of blind bags seems to be the new hotness in comics. And when I say hotness, I mean the latest marketing trend.
Make a few quid.
Let's make a few quid. Make a blind bags. Some people do it well. I'm not saying that, and there's probably a lot of indie and small press creators out there. You've probably created blind bags for your table, which is obviously giving value for money for the customer and stuff. But when you get to the larger publishers...
If Shane Chesney's listening, why don't you do a blind bag for the con he's got coming up? Everyone submit a comic who's a bit there or something, and then you can buy a blind bag that goes to charity or something.
That's a wonderful idea, Dan. You're not just a pretty face, are you?
Not even that, really. But
well, I don't know.
we're audio.
You should see the rest of him. Woo!
I thought he was going to drop his trousers then.
He stood up, and I thought, we're going to get a show. We're going to get the gun show.
I'd never feel like a real man again if I did that. So
he's home. But we will. But yeah,
you will feel a real man.
Yeah, you wish. Anyway, no, but like this trend of blind bags, which last 2-3 years at least, it seems more predominant.
Seems to have taken off. Yeah.
It feels.
We did the Battle Beast one.
The Battle Beast one, which we did live on air. That was quite a successful one, because I know you got a sort of next
issue 2, didn't I? Yeah.
Issue 2.
Yeah. So this is a different one. So this is the Daredevil one, True Believers Blind Bag, issue 1.
Okay, this is so. Describe it.
Do it live. Yeah, it's a red cover, plastic bag, a bit like you used to get with Ultimate Spider-Man and the Ultimates and all this sort of thing. It's in a bag. On the back, though, it gives you what could possibly be inside. A little list. I'm not going to read it all out, but
quite a lot.
There's some interesting ones. There's Bicentennial Calendar, hidden gem cover, Blue Line blank variant. There's Marvel Rivals. I don't know what that is. I don't know what. I keep saying Rivals.
Marvel Rivals. It's an absolutely enormous video game.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is basically where Marvel's probably making a lot of its money right now, because it seems to be. Is it? Did it start off as a mobile game, Dan? Is it a mobile game?
No, it's always been like it is. Like it's a hero shooter.
Right. So it's like Fortnite and stuff like that.
Well, you get 2 teams of characters. You select your Marvel hero or villain, and then they fight. That's essentially what it is.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's massive.
And people do that in their spare time, right? Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Fucking create a fucking nation of. Sorry.
I know you don't get much spare time, do you? Tony's always working.
Yeah. But I've never played video games because I think my spare time would just be sucked up.
So,
it does.
Instead of reading the comics, they're just playing these basically these synthetic.
Mate, if they're playing video games to help Marvel Comics make more comics, whatever.
Yeah, the drone. We'll let the drone.
They're not they.
But I don't know if you've seen it, especially with the new Daredevil season coming out. I've seen lots of people are going, "Oh, you know me, I'm a proper Marvel nerd," and I'm thinking, "Nah, you're not.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not." Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to cut it open with my Gerber knife. There's a bit of a Marvel or comics name there.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. That's a real fucking Marvel fan there.
Yeah. I only bought it because it had Gerber written on the side.
Yeah. Even his blades. A Marvel inspired. Okay,
Here he goes.
He's cut the top of it. We have to narrate this. We have to narrate this. It's almost like we're sportscasters, Dan. Okay, he's pulling out the book now. He's pulling out. Oh.
What is that?
I don't know who did that cover.
I've seen that cover online. Yeah. I've seen
Justice is Blind, the new Daredevil era from Stephanie Phillips, Lee Garbett begins here. It's a cover over another cover. Oh, so it's a wraparound. It's not attached to the comic.
So it's like a what do they call them on?
Is that the
hardbacks? What are they?
Like a sleeve.
God, I've forgotten the word now.
And then under the
dust jacket. It's like a dust jacket.
And then underneath is the actual comic I'm getting, which is a variant. Who's that? Why? I think that
I wonder if they've done that to stop people
Alex
fucking
Maleev
peeking it.
Yeah,
nice.
I wonder whether there's a way of shining a light. So this is the Alex Maleev.
That's quite clever,
variant.
actually, if they've done that.
Yeah. Alex Maleev variant.
And I will say the artwork on that sort of dust jacket, for want of a better term, is quite nice. I quite like that.
Yeah, and cunningly they've advertised Daredevil Cold Day in Hell on the back, which is the last big Daredevil, wasn't it?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
So I like Alex Maleev to a certain extent. I liked his Jessica Jones stuff, but I actually prefer that to the genuine.
Yeah,
1A cover, whatever you call it.
Yeah, it's a better cover, but it's another thing that for me, there's a lot of failures in issue 1 covers now because not enough of them sing.
There's no story in that.
There's no issue 1 even though it sounds cheesy.
Bold new direction.
I would welcome a bold new direction starts here on the cover rather than the adverts for it.
Right, so I've just CLZ'd it, and it's 1F that cover.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So if you want to look that up, fans, I'll put that on the Substack.
Adding that to collection. There you
go. So, but that blind bag, did it cost any more than a?
I honestly can't remember Baby Cakes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I ordered it about a month ago on FP. Pre-ordered it, so I'm not sure. Yeah. It's saying it's worth $6 now. That cover.
Okay.
The Panozzi, the Daniel Warren Johnson cover is also worth $6, and the regular is worth $5. So I'm never going to be a millionaire for that one, but
hypocrite. I've tried to order the Mask blind bag for when that comic drops.
Yeah.
To see what.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I was going to try and do it, but for the past 3 days, the Forbidden Planet website can't process card payments.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a laugh.
Okay,
I just got it sorted.
I just quickly looked on ForbiddenPlanet.com, which I know a lot of our people, lovely listeners, go and buy their comics from there. It does say bagged and boarded on it.
Right.
So I don't know where that's a section. I literally just Googled this.
They send you stuff in some of their comics bagged and boarded.
Okay, Daredevil 1, True Believers blind bag. Sales of this item are limited to 1 per customer.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
How much currently on the website do you think it is for what we've just seen there, which was a single issue, a single issue with that? That's what you're getting.
They're normally on sale. Cheaper than they are.
Did you just look it up? Right.
How much is it?
They got
$11.99.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't pay that. I paid it. It was on. They're nearly always on sale when you get the.
Yeah, I think it's like the hotness of it. Fucking.
Yeah.
So on this, the Mask blind bag, that's $3.75, dropped from £5.5.
Okay.
Have you not got that banner at the top that says we're unable to process MasterCard payments?
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't have MasterCard, so it's quite good for me. Yeah.
Fuck it, I do. So that was like, I think I sent that message to you on Tuesday or Wednesday, and they still can't do it.
Yeah. That's bad news.
Pretty shoddy.
Yeah. Wow. So interesting. And on that, on the Google results, just on eBay, it says $14.95.
Really?
For this blind bag. Yeah, that's what.
A sealed blind bag.
A sealed blind bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's absolutely.
I will say, and this speaks more to the design, the Daredevil design. I get it looks really cool because it's just red with the DD on it, and that's just an amazing design. So you just put that on a bag. It just looks fucking cool, doesn't it? And that's more to do with the Daredevil design themselves rather than, but it does look like an enticing blind bag. But for me, now I just can't.
I do feel like people who say, "Oh, look, Marvel are ripping us off again," which, let's face it, they are. But again, they are part of Disney, who's been ripping off people for fucking decades.
They're going to be. It's
comic readers gets pants pulled down again. Shocker.
Yeah. And I hate to break it to people, and let's face it, we're all adults and we should know this. We love the stories and we love the characters, but they're also product. I hate to use the word.
Oh, they are.
But ever since, it wasn't like they weren't always an IP. Yeah. They're just product that people feel very personal about. So that's why.
I've still got my Ultimate Spider-Man 1, which is it the second appearance of Miles Morales? Issue 1 of that. I've still got that. It's sealed in a bag. A copy of that sealed in a bag. Nice. One day I'll be a millionaire off that. Yeah.
And just to keep on the Daredevil sort of tip, and this is more of a design thing or maybe an art thing, and I haven't read the comics for properly for a long time. But whenever I see a Daredevil cover or anything usually Daredevil now, they always use the classic, the sonar, the lines coming off from him. It's almost like the target, isn't it? It's like a radar coming off him.
Yeah.
They use it all the time. All the time. All these different artists, it's like a shortcut to this is Daredevil. Isn't it a bit tired now? I know in the comics it's different in interior wise. I've seen some classic uses of it from back in the day. But now, especially with covers, it's always the shortcut to, it's Daredevil because he's got that, there's the sonar coming off from him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Just from a design perspective, is it a little...
I guess it's, they're using that kind of graphic element, aren't they? To cover, but
I don't know whether I mind it so much.
Doesn't.
I mean, it's almost. I was looking at a cover that just had it, and I suddenly thought, I've seen an awful lot of covers that have that.
Yeah.
When does that trope become too much on a cover? Do you know what I mean? It means like floating heads on a cover. Do you remember them back in the day?
Yeah. Like them. I like that. Yeah, I kind of dig that.
Well,
yeah.
Sorry to sully the conversation, but if you're reading or watching a TV show, you wouldn't even know he's fucking blind. They don't even use that radar sense at all. He just doesn't look at the person he's talking to. Is that he's blind? Yeah, but, like he's got none of the other like special kind of sensitivities that he has otherwise.
I will get to that series, but I think I watched the first one when it came back, and I found it so dull.
I
really like the Netflix ones, and when I couldn't finish the first new one because it did bore me.
Yeah, I haven't seen his appearance in She-Hulk because I kind of gave up on it all as well.
Didn't see that. Yeah,
no.
I've got my fingers crossed that the Punisher sort of limited one's going to be really good because I like Bernthal in the role, but
there's like a one-off thing.
They're one-off and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's just
and I can despise Punisher season 2. Despised it.
And they're rebooting the X-Men now as well, aren't they, or something? Are they doing that? Like, oh god.
We got like a kind of Frank who's kind of over the hill before we even got a Frank just doing what the Punisher does. You know what I mean? He's already like, I've been doing this so long. And it's like, no, you haven't though.
Yeah.
We barely had any adventures from Frank.
That's why you got to go and read the new Jerry Duggan book.
Yeah.
That's why you read that one.
Do you think they made a mistake launching 2 Punisher titles around the same sort of time?
Yeah, massively. It was totally. It confused
because it confused me because I think I said on the show I read the wrong one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I thought,
and also you had the team up with Daredevil, and he didn't know which universe it was in, and the art on that wasn't that great. So yeah.
By the way, ring the bell. We mentioned the Punisher.
Yeah. At least he's back being a Punisher, though. At least he ain't some shield agent with bullets that have got tracers on them.
Yeah.
Don't kill people.
What happened to that dude?
Just shouting that one.
Fuck knows.
Fucking hell.
That was the same place Angela went from.
Wasn't that only like fucking? It felt like 6 months. Were we talking about that?
A couple of years ago. Yeah.
Ages ago.
Was it ages ago?
I met him.
Was it pre 500?
I met him before the first issue came out. 3 Baltimore's ago.
Right.
So 3 years ago, last September. And it was just about to come out. Because you remember I gave him a pull and said, is he punish people? He went, well, he does. He doesn't kill everyone, but he's got like a bullet that traces people. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh my God, what's happening to time?
I know. What's the name of the character? I can't even remember.
Fuck only knows.
Oh, it was
the Punisher.
David Proposed, wasn't it?
He was the writer. Yeah.
What's the name of the character? He was a shield agent, wasn't he? Okay.
God, that is...
Yeah.
Is it really that long ago? It feels like we were whinging about it.
Not too long ago. Forever and ever.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah. Blind bag. Yeah. There you go. That was our blind bag section of the show.
Yeah. That's done. That was good.
Yeah.
What's next? What's next up on the dock?
Bloody hell. Yeah. Well, I mean, how do you feel about marketing in comics, like stuff like that now?
What marketing?
I've got a whole big thing. There's a big thing coming up about PR in my first recommend.
Okay.
Right.
Interesting.
Okay.
Look forward to that.
I mean, okay, we'll save the PR bit.
Well, do you want to do the recommends, and then we'll have a little section on PR after I tell you what I think?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It might spark some conversations.
Oh,
interesting. A bit off-road,
interesting. Well,
should we do the shout-outs?
Let's do the shout-outs. Yeah. Okay, what shout-outs do we have this week, gents?
I've got many. I've only got...
I've got a number. I might cross over.
Oh, okay. Bridlington is back. 24th of September this year. Small press tables are free, as always. If you're near there, or you can get to there, it's a grand day out. Andy Hempel is top fucking geezer, and he loves comics, and he's trying to put comics into Comic Cons, because they've been missing for a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
And if you go to scaromedia@hotmail.com, Scaro is Skaro, scaromedia@hotmail.com, and just drop a message. If you're a small press creator, hit him up. If you're on the Slack, he's on the Slack as well. Hit him up and you can have a table. It's a lovely little small press area, real sense of community, really friendly little place. Go there. That's my shout. A quick one to Johnny Cannon for being for taking time to be himself to me this week and trusting me with a little secret. So I can say no more on that one. Well done, Johnny. I'm proud of you. There you go.
Yeah. Nice. Dan, what have you got?
We've got DMR, One Shattered Man, One Unstoppable Conqueror, presenting DMR, an epic 72-page full-color sci-fi action comic, which is now currently funding on Kickstarter by our friend Keiron Squires. Smashed for its target. You've got another 11 days to go on that, so do go check that one out now. We've got B Mecha Babe, Dream Girl, an intimate self-shot collection of sexy imagery from Jamie Mee. So do have a look at that on Kickstarter. We've got The Gods and Monsters of Headgrave, an original graphic novel, 120-page original graphic novel telling a complete story of aliens, madness, conspiracy, Nazis, and family in pre-World War II England by our friend Jordan Thomas. That's only going to be fantastic.
Oh, it's going to be great, man. That looks amazing.
Yeah, art by Chris Matthews. That's in the notify me on launch phase. So
that's his mugshots partner in it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good guy.
Obviously, we talked about Shane last week. Comics Assemble. A democratic celebration of comics by creators, August 15th, 2026. Go to comicsassemble.net and find out more about that.
I've got a table at that, so a tribute is going to be at that. Yep.
Rudetoons is back. Big Guns, Volume 2. Brand new issue 1 and 2. Big Guns is here. America's epic busty action comedy super team by Boo Rudetoons. Boo Rudetoons has had his Instagram account that he's had for 4 or 5 years deleted by Instagram.
Oh, no.
He put too many tits and arse on it, and they were like, you got to stop this, and he didn't, so they gave him the tin tack. So sorry about that.
Fella.
I was going to give a shout out to the Alan Liska's book, but I think it's actually going to be finished by the time you listen to this show.
Yeah, I'll back that. That's gone good guns anyway, isn't it? So
do go check out the Green Archer stuff. They put out some good work.
Nice.
And I think that's it.
I've got a couple. Gorehaus 1 to 4, complete miniseries.
Oh yeah.
That as we speak, they have 5 days left to go on that. We've Thomas Sluzacek. Sorry, Tom.
He's a listener. You won't mind.
Sorry about that. You can tell me how to properly pronounce it when you're on the show, because we need to talk about this comic at some point.
Yeah, we love that comic, don't we?
Yeah. First couple of issues have been mentioned in the recommends, and this is because I'm jumping on board to catch up on it. So that's issues 1 to 4. And while you're on Kickstarter as well, get notified about our old pal Edison Neo and his art book Ink Trooper Volume 1, which is launching soon. So friend of the show as well, sort of sign up for that one, because that's just.
Do you know what I like about the dude from Gorehaus? He sent us a message saying, "Hi guys, any chance of including it?" And then he sent us a message saying, "Thanks a lot, very nice, kind of you."
Yeah,
what a ledge.
And
that's all it takes to be a legend in our books.
Yeah. Just to be like, thanks. We've had so many wonderful interactions with some creators who were just like, "Oh, thank you so much for mentioning it." Some people who we've checked out their book out of the blue, and we just sort of give them a shout, just sort of say, "Oh, just let you know we mentioned your book on here," and they'll repost it on their social media and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't have to become best friends with us. We don't have to be, but it's like it's real nice when creators like, "Oh wow,
past a couple of guests have been spot on."
If Gary Groth can repost us.
Yeah,
and Steve Lassler can repost us, and so can you.
Yeah. And because I know what it's like any mention from like a small press or indie creator, if someone else mentions your book, your work in any way, you light up, don't you? Like a little Christmas tree. You're like, oh wow. So we do it because we love your work. So keep on ticking, folks. Another thing, there was one. Dan, wasn't there another shout that you had to mention, like an event coming up?
Yes, it is Lawless.
Wow.
What a coincidence.
Well, actually, I tell you what, I'll put you on the spot there. I mean, should we find out a bit more about it, Tony? What do you think?
Go on in. Yeah. Go on in.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Okay, back once again. Sue Haddrell from Lawless.
Hi. Hi,
I'm going to say this
thank
is
you for having
the sixth time, Stu. I'm going to say
No
something
way,
like,
is it that
I
many?
think so, yeah.
I had in my head it was only like 3 or 4.
It's good to see you. Yeah, always
good to see you.
reliable every year there with the hotness. This week, this year, it's the 9th to 10th of May. Doubletree by Hilton once again.
It is, yeah, a little bit earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, you were just saying that to me. Yeah, was that just sort of hotel logistics and stuff like that,
Yeah.
was it? Yeah.
Literally that, yeah, they got a wedding on. And I was like, no, how can you have a wedding on my weekend? How very
Exactly. You
dare
can get married at our event.
So yeah, a couple of weeks earlier this year, but no, it's still going quite smoothly. It creeps up very quickly.
Doesn't it just? Yeah. It's only a month away, isn't it, I think,
Yeah,
at this point?
yeah, we're going on a month away. Yeah.
Any tickets still available? I'm guessing there are.
Yeah, no, we're still doing good for tickets. So there won't be tickets available on the door, so you do need to get them in advance via the website. But yeah, no, we do sell right up until like the Wednesday. We're very technical. We sell right up to the Wednesday. We shut it down, and then I print off a massive spreadsheet and take it with me. That's how it works.
Good. Oh, very OG UK comic convention, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Very much
works.
so.
It's worked for 10 years. So I'm like, it's a crack on.
So the weekend ticket's about £75, Saturday only £37. Yeah, and a portion
yeah,
of...
so doing your fees and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And going alongside that, you've got a different... Is it a new charity this year? I can't remember what last year's was.
Yeah, so we're doing prostate cancer this year. We try and do a new one each year. Prostate cancer seemed to be, it rang home for a lot of people. Obviously, that was in honor of Dave Taylor, who passed away last year. And he's been to the show. He's a good friend to many of us. So yeah, it seemed an honourable thing to do for him, because it was quite a shock when we lost him last year.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, and we've always got that's the good thing about you guys. You've always got an eye to the charity, which we love about Lawless. Yeah, really is.
We raise a couple of grand. The tombola, everything we put on if you don't make a donation to the tombola, quite a lot of the artists and creators give some really good original art to the tombola. So yeah, we'll sell tickets to the tombola. You pick out a number, you get a prize if you're lucky, and we raise usually about a couple of grand.
That's excellent.
Which is really, really good.
Yeah, I've won some great prizes. Was it a Dan Cornwall print I won last year?
Oh, nice.
I think, yeah, that was
I
very
love
cool.
Dan Cornwall's work.
Ain't he great? Like,
yeah,
just consistently great.
He's going to be one of the greats. He's going to be one of the legends.
I really think so. Yeah, I know we're going to get on to guests in a minute, but yeah, I really think so as well. I remember after, I think 2 years ago, I said on the podcast, I got a great commission from Dan, and he messaged me back saying, Tony, that's not a commission, that's just a sketch, my friend. And I thought, oh, okay, it was so good. I thought, it counts as a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing about it, is that sense of community. Sorry, let me just rewind a bit to prostate cancer. I guess a lot of your clientele are men like me of a certain age who it's really affecting, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. And you are literally my target audience unintentionally, because we get families and we get kids and we get halves coming along and friends of friends coming along and stuff like that. But yeah, unintentionally, 2000 AD or Judge Dredd or British comics fans are your sort of demographic. So a lot of our charity, the charities that we choose are going to be around about that kind of thing, or mental health. I'm a big fan of mental health charities like the Samaritans and things like that. And just what's the other one?
Mind are great. We love Mind.
Great, yeah. And Campaign for Living against Living Miserably. I like Calm a lot, actually. They do a lot of really good close-up work that you kind of don't see. But yeah, any kind of men's mental health charities, I'm a big
and the statistics show that mental health affects men, later in life quite a lot. Yeah, good work, mate. Yeah,
I've had personal experience and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, which goes hand in hand with what I was about to ask you, is that sort of sense of community. It is, for me, the real community convention in the UK. It's
really nice.
I don't want to say it's the same people turning up every year, but there's that sense of community every year, I guess, is what I want to say. Yeah, and there's stuff like I'm friends with Eamon Clark, and he does that sort of run on a Saturday morning with everyone, and all this sort of thing. It's great.
I work very hard to make it not clicky. That's my biggest thing.
That's great.
Yes, we have the same guys that have been coming there since the year dot, which is amazing, and they're really, really good friends. But they work very hard as well to encourage everybody else and make sure everybody else has a really great time. That we get the crowd going, we get the crowd cheering, and we're all as silly buggers as each other, kind of thing. And we go to the bar at the end of the weekend, and we have a drink and stuff like that. And yeah, the community is what people make friends when they've been there for the first time. They make friends for the first time. Will come back the following year just because to see their mates. There are a lot of them are online friends, have stayed in touch, and this is their opportunity to hang out with each other. And yeah, we've had friendships made at lifelong friends made at Lawless, and that's what means a great deal to me. Is that sense of community and sense of just we're not a clique, we're a great bunch of guys who are into the same pop culture thing.
Yes, it's actually genuinely quite touching. I know you put a quote because you've got sort of one of those swinging quote things on your website, haven't you? And one of them is, I think I made friends for life at this convention. It's like that. Isn't that lovely? Ain't that lovely?
I really like that.
And you do get that there. I think beer and that going hand in hand a little bit as well. So it's nice to have the accompanying bar.
But again, there's no pressure there. It's not a drinking culture. It's there's quite a lot of. I don't drink on a Saturday evening, and there's quite a few people that don't drink. But you
can't afford to, can you? You got Sunday to go to.
Yeah, exactly. I still work the next day, but it's not a drinking culture. It's just a bar con culture. That's where everyone congregates and everyone shares and enjoys themselves. But it's not a That's what I get.
Oh, absolutely. There's never a tear up or anything like that, is there? It's just friendly, a lot of laughing. Yeah, no, it's great.
Very much so. Yeah.
Right, let's go through some of your guests. I picked out a few. So, Mr. Wagner, he's going to be there. That's going to be great. Yeah.
Yes.
Jock, I think you've told me you're a big Jock fan, aren't you? Is that right?
I am a Jock fan. Yeah. I really liked from way back in the way from the Losers.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Losers. So when he first came to the show, he doesn't get to come very often because normally our weekend clashes with his wife's music festival that he helps out at.
Oh, okay.
So this one, because we changed the weekends, I was like, Jock, you can come to this one.
Oh, that's a nice little draw.
Yeah. Really pleased to see him again, and he's a great. He's going to be doing the draw off with a bit of luck this year. So that's really good fun to watch.
So that's where they challenge to draw something and they draw it. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, we literally get giant flip charts up and get them to do some silly things, audience participation kind of requests, and then we raffle it all off at the end of it as well.
Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it? That's really good. Glenn Fabry, he's going to be there. Shaky Kane. We're Shaky Kane fans on the podcast. We do love his stuff. Yeah.
Excellent. No, we've never met before. It's the first time he's come to the show, but he's supporting Dave Elliott with the A1 deadline side of things.
Oh, of course.
So I wanted to get them all on a table together. This is a big deal for the resurrection of Deadline, which is awesome. They're going to do a panel and stuff like that, which will be good.
Well, we'll come back to guests. Let's talk about, because I know you're very excited about A1 Deadline. I'm a fan of both the publications. I think probably more Deadline for me back in the day. I suppose that's sort of me trying to be a cool 20-something and all the bands in it. But so that was a very successful Kickstarter. Has it been launched yet, or has the first issue come out yet?
A copy's on its way, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ready to rock. Yeah, I think it's. I spoke to Dave a couple of weeks back, and he was saying it's a longer process than he expected it to be, but it has been very successful. But it's definitely been sort of a learning curve, which is it's always going to be with first-time Kickstarters and stuff like that. So, it's all ready to rock. It's all in print, and I think they're on their way.
Oh, good stuff. So is that a mixture of old material and new material? Do you know?
Yes. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they've got some old. Yeah, they're doing some reprints because they've got Alan Martin doing some reprints of some old Tank Girl stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay.
As far as I'm aware, which is what I tagged on to.
Yeah, I remember years ago when we first spoke, you said you're a massive Tank Girl fan. I remember you telling me. Yeah. So let's move on to the next guest, Liam Sharp. Now, there's also a twist to Liam being there as well, isn't there?
There is, yeah. So second time we've had Liam to the show, but this year it's he happened to mention last year that this year was going to be his 40 years in the industry, and I was like, mate, let's get you along, let's do an exhibition. And he was well up for that. So yeah, we try and do an exhibition every year now. It's been really successful since we're doing the Carlos exhibit. So now we try and do one every year. He's bringing on a whole ton of his work. We're going to get them displayed up. It'll be 2000 AD Dread leaning, I think.
Okay,
but
cool.
Also he's doing he's done loads of stuff over the years. So there's going to be a whole mixture of bits and pieces and part of his portfolio. He's going to try and do 40 pieces of art for his 40 years and
nice.
Exhibition this year.
Oh, that would be cool. So it'll be like year 1, year 2, Marvel UK. Will it hopefully...
No idea how.
No, don't know yet.
Okay. It. I don't know. So we provided the space, but I do need to catch up with him to see where we're at with it and see how he's getting on.
That's another question I'm sure provided you with a small amount of anxiety about getting it sorted. Yeah.
Yes.
As you said. Yeah. Brilliant. Tula Lote is going to be there. So is that her first time?
It is. Yeah.
Eisner Award winner this year. Yeah.
Yeah, so I reached out to her following Thought Bubble And again, we're very high tech with this. I literally like crowdsource our guest list half the time. Who do you want to see at the show? Let me go and do some Googling and find out some contact details and reach out to them. And I'll do some priority lists and stuff like that. But Tula was definitely on my list this year. After sort of thought bubble and things like that. So yeah, looking forward to
she's one of the people don't know she's one of the main organisers, isn't she? A Thought Bubble. So
yeah,
it's almost
yeah.
sort of hands across the convention
under
space.
pressure.
Yeah. I don't like this very much. I'm sure she'll be lovely.
I was going to say, how's it going in comparison to yours?
Yeah. Well, theirs is in like a hangar, and yours is in a hotel. It's very different, isn't it? Yeah. John Higgins is going to be there. Good to see John back again. John McRae as well.
Yes, again, another first timer.
Yes, I did wonder that. I couldn't remember he'd been before.
No, as far as I'm aware, he's not been before. Although, there's lots of Johns over the years, so I do get lots of Daves, and I get a little bit mixed up. But as far as I'm aware, John McRae's not been before. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. So we're going to do like a spotlight interview with him and catch up with him. And I'm very interested.
John is a great talker.
Cool,
absolutely
cool.
Brilliant. Also, I don't know if he still is, but previously a man who can down a pint of Guinness in one go. I've watched him.
Oh my God! So he's up against John Higgins then.
And also a teacher. So he did. I don't know if he still does. He did a lot of teaching on sort of sequential art and stuff like that. So he should be great. Oh, I do love his art. We just interviewed Shane Chebsby actually last week on the ACP, and John's done a piece for him in Cowboys versus Dinosaurs.
Oh, so amazing!
Amazing. Yeah. The good thing I noticed about John as well, and this is something I'm occasionally critical with professionals, is they don't really throw themselves into promoting the places they are going to. And John is all over it. John's all over doing this.
It's really, really good. I've seen some of the stuff that he's been posting up, and just like the pre-setup of if you want commissions, this is what I'm working on and stuff like that is really good. He just sets himself up very, very well.
Yeah. And all of these sort of Garth Ennis stuff he did, the Hitman stuff and all that. Lovely, really lovely stuff.
Yeah. No, some really, really cool stuff.
Barry Kitson, he's there.
Yes. Another new one.
Right, I wondered at that one as well. Yeah.
And we've not met before, so again, that was via a mutual friend. She reached out last year saying, "Can we get him on the list?" And just really like his work. So let's. It's important to me that we get new names on each year. So we only have limited spaces. We have like 30 spaces available. And it gets a bit of a squeeze generally when I start getting enthusiastic. So it's a case of swapping people in and out. We want to get the old names in that come in year out, but we also want to get new names in as much as we possibly can.
That's really interesting because I kind of think of Lawless in a slightly different space to somewhere like Thought Bubble or MCM, because you're very specific in relation to, let's face it, there's a breadth of about 10 comics, isn't there? That your guys are into. And there's the daddies of those comics. There's the governors, and the I don't want to say male, but female as well. But, there's the people who are just the established people that they expect. And where we're quite critical of some other conventions, because it seems to be the same guests every year, you're almost the opposite. You want a lot of those same names. I can imagine you would want John Wagner every year.
John's been coming since the first day, but then I'd love to have Brian every year, but this year he's decided not to make it. He hasn't got anything that he wants to promote or to sell, so he sort of said, let's give the table out to somebody else, kind of thing. Let's get someone else
Pat's
instead.
In Spain, and these, and we're losing a few of them now, aren't we? Sort of in quite quick progression at the moment, sadly. But it's almost like you've got to balance that. Let's get the governors of along with new people as well, which seems to be.
It's so hard, and it gets harder every year because everyone's like, "Can I come to the show this year?" And I'm like, "I'm really sorry, mate, I can't fit you in, but I'd love to see you." We got a few of them now just come to the show just to wander around and say hello to each other. They don't want a table; they just want to go and say hi to everyone. And I'm like, "Yeah, knock yourself out. You're more than welcome. Just come and join us."
Yeah, and people often offer different things. For example, David Roach has got that sort of history of comic art thing going on as well. And, John's probably doing Rock of the Reds. There's that Rock of the Reds thing going on with him. And he's obviously there with Dan Cornwall. So it's a massive jigsaw, isn't it? A complicated jigsaw you've got to put together.
Yeah, definitely,
Is there any other ways you sort of try and keep it fresh? I suppose the panels, we could talk a little bit about the panels now, couldn't we, I suppose?
Yeah, so again, very high tech with the panels. I crowdsource the panels, these guys, our community knows more about the industry than I do. I'm an event organizer, and I know I have specific limits, knowledge of comics. but I'm by no means a comics expert.
There's nobody out there who knows everything about comics.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of these guests as well come as the years wear on are sort of name only, and I've got a vague idea of what they've done and what their history is. So I very much go out to the community and say, okay, these are our guests. Who do you want to see them talking on stage? What do you want to see them talking about? And they give me a whole bunch of ideas. I go to the moderators, our interviewers, and we've got some great interviewers this year. And we put something together from them. We put a title to it. We put some, a subject matter to it, and we take it from there. So, it's going to be. We got some great cover artists this year coming.
Oh, interesting. There's a real art to the cover. We do every few months. We do an episode just on covers because it's such a sort of ignored art form these days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Greg Staples, Liam Sharp, and Jock all talking about cover art, which would be really interesting. Sean's is going to do that.
Jock's really got his finger on that sort of iconic cover thing, hasn't he? Yeah. That are always being made into posters and animations and
I
saw his Thundercats one. I was like, I need that in my life.
Do you know what? Who thought that? I'm a man who's almost 60 would be talking about a Thundercats cover, but I am actually quite excited by them. It's like mad, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Thundercats comics are amazing. Love them.
Anything else on panel wise you want to talk about?
Let's see what we've got. So we've guest spotlights. We're doing John McRae on Saturday morning and then Jock on Sunday morning, which would be good.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about A1 Deadline with Dave Elliott, so the return of that, and we'll get Shaky Kane and Keck W onto that. Matt Barrow is going to be interviewing. Stacey's going to be interviewing Tula, Sylvia, Matilda, which will be good. Get the ladies up, and there's a comedy show called this panel is not titled or something like that. So she's stolen the title for that, and talk about anything and everything comics and art related, which will be good. And by popular demand, the draw off is back, which is always very, very popular, and it raises money for the raffle and stuff. So we'll get everybody drawing. We're going to try and get a couple more guests on that, but I tend to wing it on the day and see who fancies doing a quick draw and getting up on stage and being silly.
Good.
So we're going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, when you think these people sit in their living room drawing, or not, their studios drawing all day, they're not. We can't expect them to be gregarious and bombastic, can we? No. But a lot of them seemingly are. So a lot of them are, but also a lot of them. It's the timing as well. So quite a lot of them will spend a good 20 minutes, half an hour on a particular specific drawing or a sketch for someone, which is very different from getting up on stage with a massive flip chart and scribbling dread and a marker pen.
Getting a marker pen. So it's that level of like, are you confident doing that? Is that something you're happy to do? If you are, do you want to come and join us? If not, no problem at all, kind of thing.
That instinctual artist thing never ceases to amaze me. I watched Brendan McCarthy do it once and just start at one corner of the page and just use a marker pen, zero mistakes, just through this. And this is just amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you ever thought about Brendan coming along? Has he ever been on your list? Brendan McCarthy, has he been on your list at all?
Yeah, I never managed to get hold of him.
Right, I think he's in Ireland, isn't he? I think he lives in Ireland.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, we might reach out and see if we can get some contact details for him. But if we've got budget, we do try and get folk over from Ireland.
He did a great kayfabe video interview, just brilliant. Yeah, we had him on. And he was lovely, absolutely lovely.
Oh, cool.
Because he did he did a lot of the work on Fury Road, that movie as well.
He did, yeah. That's how I know him, as from Fury Road. Yeah, that's how I know him.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant stuff. How many years is it now, Sue?
So 12. This is 12.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so we had the 10-year anniversary 2 years ago. So this is 12 years now.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Going very fast. I'm going to see it at the 20th before I know it. It's like, what?
You must have at some point been tempted to think we could do with a bigger venue here. We need a bigger boat, all this sort of thing.
It is tempting to. There's a combination of factors to it. We've got a really, really good relationship with the DoubleTree, and they give us a really, really good deal on the rooms. Like how much we get for these 6 rooms that we have will be the same price as we paid for like one in Birmingham.
Oh, really? Okay.
They do it. Yeah, it's a really good deal. And the layout of the space is really good. The free teas and coffees throughout the day. We've got the baked potato stand at lunchtime. Like lots and lots of little logistical things I'd have to replicate in another venue, which is alongside that relationship, which is very difficult. You'd have to start from scratch, basically. Yeah. Then there's budgetary reasons. And then there's that sense of community as well. As soon as you start looking at bigger venues, you're starting looking to that warehouse sort of atmosphere, that giant hall atmosphere. Either sound changes, it's all very echoey, it's very crowded, it's very hot. You don't get the same kind of atmosphere as in panels. And yeah, there's a lot of factors to it. We seem to have found the perfect storm with the venue that we've got. Changing that and upping that would involve starting from scratch again, essentially, which is quite risky in today's economic climate in terms of getting your ticket sellers, people buying tickets and stuff like that. And I think we'd lose that sense of community in that enclosed kind of space. I think if you get a massive warehouse and a crowd of people, you're not going to get that friendliness. You're not going to get everyone joining everyone at the bar at the end of the day and meeting up at 6 a.m, feeling hungover on a Sunday morning as they come down the lift and that side of things. So, yeah, we're sticking with what we know.
All the 2018 crowd know where to get breakfast on the day they arrive. It's like, you're right. And I think I mentioned it before. I think the first time you're on, it's sort of traditionally been the home of UK comics conventions for a while now.
Yes, yeah.
It's where Bristol used to be. Yeah, exactly.
Michael Wood comes every year now.
Yeah, brilliant. Good. Okay, mate. So thanks for chatting again. It's always good to see you.
It's always good to see you.
Where can people go and get the tickets? And did you just want to just another little shout out the dates and times for us?
Yeah, so show this year is held on the 9th and 10th of May, so we're just about a month away. lawlesscomiccon.co.uk is the place to go and buy tickets. Shout out to Aaron Darlington, by the way, who's knocked it out of the park this year with our website redesign, all our graphics. It looks stunning. It's so good. So yeah, we're at lawlesscomiccon.co.uk for tickets and all the guest lists, all the trader lists. You can see who traders are going to be there this year, details of the exhibition and FAQs on how to get there and where to stay. Unfortunately, the hotel rooms have probably all sold out for the DoubleTree now, so we haven't got the room rate, I don't think, anymore.
There's plenty of hotels around there, though, aren't there?
You've got Holiday Inn, you've got Novotel, so I'm pretty sure there's a few other hotels around the corner.
Yeah, because it's not far, for those that don't know, it's not far from the sort of lock. And there's bundles of hotels around there, which are 2-3 minute walk away. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, get on, come and join the Facebook group as well. Good little community there, so you can see all the details of the program and the guest list and stuff like that. And looking forward to seeing everybody in May.
Good. Thank you, mate.
Thank you ever so much. Good to see you, mate.
And welcome back. And how's that for a shout out? That's a little bit more.
That's good.
That's almost like a shout out with an extra interactive element, isn't it?
Yeah.
When they used to do those things in didn't they used to do things with DVDs or something like, as you played the film you press something and there was interactive. This whole show's interactive, isn't it? It's like 4D. Yeah. I don't know what 4D is. What is 4D?
3Ds.
Is it?
Or it's like you're watching the highbrow art film and you can press a little button that takes you off to a little menu.
Yeah.
So you can see a little interview with an actor.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, from all of that, and be sure to check out Lawless, of course. Get your tickets.
Yes, indeed.
9th and 10th of May 2026, DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel, Bristol, BS1 6NJ.
Fucking hell. The boy's never far away from the penalty spot, is he?
1-2. Yeah.
I don't know.
He gets it in the box and hits the back of the net.
He does.
So he does it.
Yeah. Yeah. His batting average, that's a different sport.
Then I get pulled off at half time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I scored in the goal once at Chelsea. Did I tell you that once? I didn't have a ball with me.
Fucking hell. It's that time of the show, folks. That's what it is. The caffeine has kicked in, or the Horlicks has kicked in. And we're all the Lemsip if you're Dan. God bless you, Dan, for sticking with us.
I've been sick for a fucking week.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sick. Just get to point. I don't want this anymore.
You're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to keep on keeping
anything in the FA Cup. Do you know that?
Hey?
What's that?
The players don't get anything in the FA Cup.
They don't get anything?
No. You get fuck all.
I just want to move on with the show.
Go on then. So we were doing... Shout's done.
It's time to recommend some comics.
Toby's going to do his last, right? Because we're going to.
No, we're going to talking point about my first one.
Okay, let's do that.
I've got two. So the first one I'm going to do is, should we get on with that one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So this is something I think you've reviewed, Dan.
I did the first issue some time ago.
Yeah, so this is up to issue 5 now. 1 to 5 are funding on Kickstarter at the moment. I think they've got about another 2 weeks, something like that, I think. We got
pretty good that they got to 5, to be honest.
It's good going for small press.
Rarely small press do that.
And it just got sent through to us on the emails. Digital copies of 1 to 5. Story by Marco Vito Odo. Art by Victor Costa. Now, this is where we want to talk about a bit about PR. Okay. I'm gonna actually let me just review it, and then we'll talk about the PR section of it. Okay.
Yeah.
And because you'll hear after I review it why the PR is important for me to talk about. So, it's about the adventures of a boy called Alex. Alex has something peculiar about them. He's always wearing dark glasses, and Blabber is the librarian who meets with him when he's doing some late night research. She's somewhat chatty, maybe somewhat argumentative, and certainly critical of all Alex's occult and biological research. Late in the night, they discover a homeless man shivering and rambling in the corner of the library, and they go to see what he's saying, and he transforms into this sort of spined monster stroke lupine creature, and something happens and something is revealed, and I've got my hands tied around being able to talk about it. Now, in the email, so let's go back. I'm going to talk a little bit about the content in a minute, but in the email, there was some what rather maddeningly are referred to as things that we are permitted to talk about. Yeah, I don't think that's a great use of that term.
Okay.
In PR. I think would you mind not talking about this, guys? It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But permitted seems like something of an authoritarian kind of term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess there's.
It's kind of like
it's a different sort of personal touch to sort of say, "Here's, hope you enjoy it. If you do mention it, would it be okay to not say this because I don't want to spoil it for people that are going to read it?" Do you know what I mean?
Because permitted kind of is like you got some kind of authority over me.
Yeah. There's a complication in this as well.
Okay.
It's embargoed till the 14th, and I thought, oh, well, it's the 13th tomorrow. Who cares? If it's embargoed to a certain date, don't send it out to that date. I would say.
Yeah.
Also, because I'm breaking it by doing this, not that it's a legal term.
But you're not kind of giving away core elements of the book.
Well, this is the point I want to make. That's interesting, Dan. You say that. Now, one of the points that is mentioned as a red line, please don't, or you're not permitted to talk about it, happens halfway through book issue 1.
Okay.
So, and is very important to the story. So I can't talk about the rest of the issues.
So to sort of say, oh, by the way, halfway through issue 1, Bruce Banner will get affected by a gamma bomb that will turn him into the Hulk. But don't mention that will turn him into something.
Yeah. Or halfway through, we discover Doctor Strange has magical powers.
He's got what?
Yeah. So don't talk about his magical powers for the rest of the review that relates to another 4 issues. I think it's a mistake. I think they've made a mistake. I think they've cut and pasted PR from a previous issue.
I
think so.
You'd like to think if you're sending it somewhere for a review, you've got to kind of trust the review to kind of work in your best interest, right? Yeah. Then hopefully,
I don't. Every page. Pardon me.
No. So what I mean, what I mean is not as in like giving it a glowing review. I was saying, don't just kind of spoil the whole fucking thing and just break it all open.
Yeah,
is that fair? I don't mean.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Yeah, I think like a good reviewer will be constructively critical. Yeah, but they won't ruin the end of the sixth sense. Do you know what I mean? It's like that.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
This thing is on this show many times over the years. You've gone in depth and you've got lots of notes and you put a lot of thought into what you're going to say about these books, and you talk about story points, and you've done this with so many books, but when it's needed, you tiptoe around that ice in order to preserve.
I'm not going to give away the ending. The other one I'm reviewing this week, I'm not giving away the ending. Yeah. For example. Yeah. Because what would be the point? You wouldn't need to read the book. You could just listen to us talk about it if you wanted. Yeah. But I don't think it's integral to the promotion of a 5-book series to be told you can't talk about something that happens halfway through the first issue and is integral and is important to the rest of the series. Right. And it's almost a very, very big part of what makes that person that person.
Yeah, you sort of hamstring the entire rest of the what can you talk about then?
To sort of back this up, this is going to this is on Kickstarter at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Have you got access to the emails, V? It's in the.
What I'm doing is I'm just referencing the Kickstarter page. There's 18 days to go. Still got a while on its goal. So, and it's good comics. So give them.
It is a good comic.
I'm just going to read out essentially what they've said without spoilers on the page, just so you can hear that, Tony, and that might help you as well. So they've said, without spoilers, Otherkin follows Alex, a non-binary shape-shifting spellcaster in London, on a personal crusade against the Wizard, a reclusive man said to lead a secret organisation known as the Concealed Council. This horror and urban fantasy series is about existential dread, bad decisions, and the cost of wanting to be a hero. Issue 5 works as a standalone origin story, but if you've been following Alex since the start, this is the issue you've been waiting for. On the Kickstarter page as well, they do say the story so far, warning, minor spoilers follow. Okay? So that's what I'm not going to read any further than that because that's up to the listeners to if you want to check out the Kickstarter page. Yeah.
So the Kickstarter is in contrary advice to the email we've got.
Right.
Yeah. Which I've just sent to you. So it's spoiler policy. To reserve the reader's experience, please refrain from disclosing the following coverage. Then it bullet points. And then it says something and it says referencing blah blahs, blah 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 is permitted. It's very, very prescriptive.
Okay, yeah, I'd be very careful. Yeah, maybe this isn't the way to do it.
Yeah.
Is permit? Come on, guys. And you've got to remember that you're either submitting it for promotion. Do you want us just to shout out the Kickstarter, or are you sending me the comic so I can look at it and say, hands up, I like this comic. I think it's good. Especially small press is good. But are you are you saying it's almost like saying, right, I'd rather if you didn't speak about bad things in this. It's almost as bad as the people who do that.
Yes.
So people who send us comics through, I will often, not always, but I'll often say, just to be fair, it's come through to Tony. I've received it. This is me. I'll give it a fair review. I'm an honest man. If it's good, it's good. But if there's anything I think needs fixing in it, I'll say. And some people say, no, I'd rather you didn't then. And some people say, yeah, fair enough.
That's their prerogative, yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to them. But they're putting a book out there into the world that then they lose control of it.
Yeah.
Most of the books I review, I don't get sent for free. I buy them.
Yeah.
And but anyway, so to get back to this, let's get back to that.
I
mean, that's one small thing regarding to PR.
There is, to play devil's advocate.
Issue 1 to 3 is on Global Comics.
Yeah.
To
play devil's advocate as well. Not everyone is as thoughtful as the way we attack. We handle series. There are so many people that we've talked about the PR bit of you just write, click and paste a synopsis. People read it and they just give everything away.
You got to be careful in the fact that if you're not sure who you're sending into and you're not sure about the trust you kind of you give them to do that, I'd be very careful about blind dropping it to like 50 review places.
And I don't think this is a blind. I would say probably not entirely blind drop because I can imagine certain bits of this I can't posted, but at least it's addressed to us. The other thing we get as well at the moment is people addressing it just to two of us because they can't be bothered to research the podcast well enough. And if we get that, I always say, "What about? Don't you know who Tony is, or don't you know who Dan is?"
Yeah.
I would say that. Oh, sorry, I must have missed him out. And whatever. It's a bit like that.
Yeah,
but I flicked through this and I remember this comic now. I enjoyed this. Yeah.
It
reminded me of Rory Donald's.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I can continue with the rest of the review actually, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
But so it's very reminiscent of Rory Donald, and Rory Donald in his slightly earlier days, I'm going to say.
Yes. Yeah.
And it reminds me a lot of it's.
Is this Victor Costa who's the artist?
Yeah. It would fit within the Mignola-verse.
Yeah.
In a way.
Totally.
This. Great monster. Sort of almost werewolf kind of thing. Little Kid Eternity vibes. You know that?
Yes, I get it.
Solid. I'm going to be slightly critical and say slightly unchallenging. Its expectations, my expectations of it remained the same throughout it. Nothing in it went, oh, right. Or nothing in it went, oh, or, there's nothing in it like that. It's solid, mystic detective, Magnolaverse kind of book. The cover gives an occult vibe as well. There's a couple of sequential hiccups. Have you got it in front of you guys? I'm going to send you a couple of. So this is just from issue 1 because that's all I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of things, and I thought I don't know if that absolutely works. So I'm going to send you two very quick sequences from pages. Now, what the artist does is he tries to use someone looking left and right in an image. Now, these came almost in, I think, within 3 pages, and it makes it look like the person has 2 heads.
Yeah,
it's not quite got it.
Now, because I knew it was a mystic detective book just from the vibe of it, I thought there was some kind of two-headedness, demon, ghost
it's almost
thing
like,
going on
it's
there.
almost like one of the heads should be just line. There shouldn't be colour to it because they've coloured it. It makes it solid. It makes it a solid thing within that world rather than being a classic sort of cartoon. There's almost a ghost of where the head was.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then,
yeah, exactly. And I don't think you even really need it, in the story. But it's happened so quickly twice, and it's in a mystic book, and it's such an obvious thing. I thought it was a story point.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I get you.
Yeah. There's one other sequence.
Is it Gabriel Barr? Is that who I'm thinking of? Umbrella Academy. I'm getting those kind of vibes from it as well, a little bit.
Yeah. There's this sequence is interesting. The newest one I sent you, which is where 2 people pass and one person picks the pocket and picks up the keys of the other. And I'm not sure about the sequential work on that because I look straight into the middle image when I review that page, and I then had to work out what had just happened. So from a flow point of view, this is issue 1. So I'm sure it's better by issue 5.
I see what's going on there,
but it takes you a moment to work it out, rather than it being.
And it might be that the fact that the moment of the pickpocket just needs to be a lot smaller, just like a little moment, because it is just a little moment, isn't it?
Yeah, or an indent. She's just it's a funny one, isn't it? There must be a better way of doing that. It just was a strange one, but like I say, it's worth a look. I think it's worth a back. I think.
Looks nice.
I wish I could share a bit more because the revelation that we're not permitted to talk about in issue 1 really made it much more interesting to me.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. I think it's got about 18 days. There you go. I've just checked. 18 days to go on it. But yeah, this is a solid UK small press.
I like the logo as well. I like the way they've done that. Yeah, it looks really good.
The covers suffer a little bit. The series of covers suffer a little bit from that thing that also suffers in the Magnolaverse. Is I can never remember which issue I've got because they're quite similar. Stylistically similar. We're sticking with the style rather than.
Hats off for getting to issue 5. That's very impressive.
Yeah, I think issue 5 is kind of a standalone.
Yeah.
Where the key thing might not kind of like instantly work. I kind of hats off to the artist for trying that. I'd rather people like really fucking try and stretch it as opposed to absolutely showing everything and that kind of panel layout. Yeah. But I think maybe like you said with the yellow color, it really kind of like you look at it straight away and it's like you're not reading it in sequence.
Yeah, we can't really talk about the yellow colour because that's part of the spoiler we're not allowed to talk about.
Okay.
Good. Okay, I thought it was worth a mention around the PR thing.
Yeah, I wonder if I talked about the spoiler when I fucking reviewed it. I have to go back and have a look.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Interesting. I think, look, it's been out for a few years, issue 1.
Yeah.
Just accept that people will have read it and talk about it.
Yeah.
We all know that Hellboy is the son of the devil, and we all know, this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was bitten by a radioactive spider.
Yeah.
I think trust your readers and trust the people who are reviewing it, maybe.
Yeah.
Because
good.
Yeah.
But
that's my first one, guys.
Definitely check it out. I'd be interested to see what other people think of it as well.
Yeah.
Dan, what have you got?
I went back to an old faithful, the Reckless series of books, which I've read. I think about 3 or 4 of them now. This is the first one I read digitally. Second one, that was a lie. Friend of the Devil, which is actually the second chronologically in the series. I've actually started at the later books and kind of worked back.
So what is the Reckless? This is Brubaker and Phillips.
Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Yeah, it's
because they had the criminal series, didn't they? They had the criminal
This
series,
is more a sort of PI series, isn't it?
Yes, it kind of feels like a comic version of a dad book you might read on the beach. You know what I mean?
The covers always look beautifully pulpy.
Yeah.
It's like the Rockford Files or something like that.
Yeah, I don't want to be saying that's wrong and saying that, but like they're really well done, really well accomplished, and it does feel like very much that a comic made from one of those books. And when you're reading it, it's like I'm really enjoying this.
I read a lot of those books, man. I love them.
Yeah. It's no disrespect. I feel like I could give this book to like my dad, and he would like actually get on with this. And he doesn't read comics.
Yeah,
it's kind of the lead guy who's obviously got a lot of demons in his closet, and he goes out kind of trying to help a close friend out with a kind of case, and then it absolutely spirals out of control. And that does happen in many of the titles, but between the two of them, it's such a believable world, and the cast of characters they build up, which they go back to throughout the books. There's like side characters which become the main character of that one particular story. It's all set in 1980s, I believe. Is that
okay?
I'm thinking that. Yeah, 1985. That this particular one is, but it all set around that time period. So obviously you've got the kind of the fashion, the dress sense, the culture going on. Really easy read. I mean, they're all on global, so you can kind of get stuck in.
Okay.
And go for it. The main character, not without a spoiler, but he suffers an injury in the first book, which kind of sets him apart and makes him a bit different from a lot of people around him and going forward. And it's a really interesting read to see someone who's been damaged physically and psychologically by an event, and though that sort of play out, and not done in a kind of like romanticized way of he's got like he doesn't feel emotions or something, and this makes him absolutely fucking rock hard and cool. Whereas in something like this, where it actually makes the character quite detached and remote, and wonder why it's kind of like going through life with no flavor or no color in it. You like, what's the point of this? It's very interesting. I absolutely ripped through. I think I'll just carry on. I've re-upped my global subscription a couple of weeks ago, and they got all these on there, so I'm going to read them through. But I'm not going to moan about global comics again. I sent you on another list of someone who uploaded 22 AI comics in like
stuff
a batch.
you got to avoid.
It's just like, oh man, can you fucking have a little bit of moderation on this stuff and get rid of it? Because you did make a big saying on social media saying you weren't going to have AI comics, and you can find them easily.
Yeah, I saw I watched this reel. You know, we're addicted to reels, aren't we, on Instagram? And there's this one which is a woman who runs a business, and it's called like being contacted by millennials or something like that, or Zoomers. And she says they're all using AI. And she was interviewing some woman, and she says your interview letter said something like greetings and salutations. She says, why did you write that? And he said, did you use AI? And she's going, no. She died. You used AI, didn't you? That's why it says that. She says, no, I say that all the time.
See, the thing is, if that was us, that's totally part of our charm. Do you know what I mean? It's like, people like
medieval charm. Yeah.
A good day to you, sir.
Yeah. See you on the morrow. Hope Sven finds thee well. But I find it endlessly fascinating, these people who kind of rock up with AI generated comics and sort of saying, look, I've made this. I don't understand the psychology behind it. Of like, are you trying to pass this off because you haven't got the skill and you want to be accepted for that, or is it kind of like a stolen valor thing where you want to get applause for stuff you haven't done? I'm never quite sure of where they're coming from. I don't get it.
You can always tell something that's written. I get a lot of AI stuff come through to me at work. I can always tell. There's little things that once you've done it, you know.
going down the martial arts shop and buy yourself a black belt and you're walking around like I'm fucking black belt, mate. It's like it's not. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's completely pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you, someone that puts a lot of heart and soul and actual fucking thought and love into the comics that they're writing there. And this leads into my recommendation. Because I caught up on another one of the Energon Universe series. I read a few comics, but there was a lot of things that just did nothing for me. So I just thought, right, okay, I'm going to jump into G.I. Joe. Probably give that out. I'd already read their first trade, and I just jumped in from start of volume 2, and like I'm up to issue 18 now, and I need to get the new one. And I'm just going to say this: I'm not going to fucking sugarcoat it. Joshua Williamson is writing some of the best fucking comics they're out. What he's done,
great.
And he's consistent on this. It's unreal, and like obviously. There's a certain amount of bias because I was a G.I. Joe kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And it's fucking thrills and spills.
I had the toys.
Down,
but fucking reading this, I mean, there's spy action. There's, almost if you forget the fact that it was toys, right? If you if there was some miracle that the G.I. Joe series wasn't toys or anything like that, this is just fucking great action. Military comics. It's just good comics.
More another take on the Larry Hama comics as opposed to the toys themselves, which are based on comics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a different flavour. And it's almost that perfect thing of like, the Larry Hama comics and the toys and stuff. I loved that when I was a kid. And now when I read this, it's like, oh yeah, this is appealing to the G.I. Joe fan that I am as an adult, as like a fucking mid 40-year man. I don't want it to be like, let's wipe away everything, let's change everything for the sake of changing everything. It doesn't do that. It takes the things you love, and this is why the Transformer one, I think, really works as well. It's like, yeah, you remember that thing you love? We respect it. We're not just going to change anything for the fucking sake of changing it.
Yeah.
We're not going to murder people for the sake of murdering them because we don't like them. Because, let's be honest, when it comes to these things, every single character was some kid's favourite character. There's one bit of dialogue in this third arc, because the third arc is the Dreadnought War, and I loved the Dreadnoughts when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, that was your thing.
They were basically Mad Max fucking biker gang in the G.I. Joe world. So, and the way that they build that in, the fact that the Dreadnoughts are you have G.I. Joe and you have Cobra, and the Dreadnoughts are a third dangerous thing that are fighting against Cobra when all this starts. They're just insane, and characters appear that I'm like, fucking hell. There's a major character who has a breeze block sledgehammer, and I had that toy when I was a kid. When I did not expect him to turn up, and I was like, fucking hell. I'm literally like looking at the page, going, does anyone else see this? It's inspiring those sort of reactions. I think that's what I loved about it, because it was reinvigorating.
Is this on Global, by the way?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Up until issue 18.
I got the first trade in my office.
Yeah.
And I've left it in the office. I keep thinking I'll read it over lunch, and I still haven't had time. But Dan got me the first volume.
The third arc,
it's really fun, man.
Yeah, the third arc takes a sort of different. It sort of flips it a bit as well, because it leans into this Dreadnought War. You've got the build up of it that's a bit more sort of soldiers and espionage, isn't it, Dan? It's definitely more that kind of thing in the first two trades, with obviously some major characters in the build-up of the world, and obviously the Energon universe and the Transformers are there as well. And it's the driving force. Energon's driving this story forward. But it's
kind of like an arms race. The Energon,
and it's a proper
kind of using it as weapons.
But at the same time, I do get the sense of like, I don't think they realise what they're dealing with. No. Because of the way that those characters interact with, for instance, the Transformers, they don't understand it because they haven't really been part of that world. They're only dealing with the fact that Decepticons have just squished people right in front of them. Do you know what I mean? They're just this. There's brilliant plot points. I do not know when characters are going to live and die, right? But I like the fact that they don't just. It's not a Walking Dead. This isn't a No One's Safe, because it does this brilliant thing of like, people get properly messed up in this. There's some bad things happen to characters. But they ride that line of like, we're not just going to kill anyone or hurt anyone just for the sake of it. It's almost the perfect sort of action figure comic, because they're sort of feeding the audience that it's meant for. And this is clearly a bunch of creators, and obviously there was Joshua Williamson, Tom Riley, and Geordie Belair were the artists for the Dreadnought. I think there was a couple of others, but that was just a cover one for that one. For Volume 2, which is the Major Blood arc, Andrea Milana and Marco Fodera were the artists of the second one. The art is consistent all the way through. The thrills are consistent. The danger feels real. There are characters that I didn't care when I was a kid, and now I care about them, which I think is a magic trick. And I know Dan's talked about this. He's talked about this series a lot as he's read it issue by issue. The fact that like Snake Eyes isn't in there.
Snake Eyes not turned up yet. That is the biggest fucking.
That is fucking wild. That is wild. That is
years since its launch. He hasn't turned up yet.
But because of that, I love it more, because I felt like a lot of the times with G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes was the
Snake Eyes show.
He was the Wolverine. Oh, there's the one that everyone likes. So let's
Joe.
make it all about that character. And it's not all about that character. They've got you invested in a lot of other characters, so that we will care when people probably die at certain points. Bad things will happen to these people. And there is a reveal of a villain that was absolutely masterfully handled, because I thought during an arc, when's this going to... I didn't think that they were ignoring it. I thought, when's this guy going to turn up? And when he turned up, I was like, fucking drop the mic.
Oh, fuck.
I thought, this is real.
They've also... There's the Baroness character is like, from the rip, she's in Cobra, the bad guy's side. But in this series, they started her on... She's on the good guys, G.I. Joe.
They're playing a long game.
You can see elements of where she's like... She doesn't really like playing by the rules.
Yeah.
And at some point, she's going to be like, I'm sick of this. I'm leaving, but that hasn't come yet. So
this is like the sort of comic book sort of storytelling, and I will say this for the Transformers as well. That if this was in the the bigger companies for some of these other characters, I'd be fucking all over it. I'd be like, just to say, it's like here's that
they probably wouldn't have got past issue 5 if they were Marvel or DC. Not to be rude.
And just the fact that it's done, they've managed to do that with these particular IPs that I won't lie. About 10 years ago, I thought they were probably dead in the water when it came to comics. Yeah. I know they were with other companies who probably did wonderful work. I don't want to besmirch anything that came before.
We've got that fucking Mask thing coming up, and I don't really care about Mask, but the fact it's in this Energon universe, I'm genuinely
going to fucking smash that. Yeah. He's going to fucking smash that.
Well, he's done a load of variants, isn't he, on Transformers?
Transformers, yeah.
I mean, it's obvious when he started talking to us, and he's like, "I've got something coming up with him," and it's like, "Well, it could be Transformers because his vehicle-based stuff is amazing."
Yeah, it's like, oh no, what's the other thing that he's perfect for? Oh, they've signed him up for that, which of course they have. And to sort of signal it back to our original sort of talking point of like, what's the thing that you will just jump in for? This now, it's hooked into my fucking veins like a drip. I'm okay, G.I. Joe. What Williamson has done. I think it's a very clever.
You're going to get the floppies.
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I think Andrew Crank is he the previous guest? He's doing some issues.
Good. Yeah.
He did a silent issue that I talked about, the Roadblock silent one, which was perfection.
He had that on his desk, but it wasn't for sale.
Yeah. They're just doing, and I think part of it is they've got these wonderful, like, Murderer's Row of brilliant artists and creators and colorists. Skybound don't work with people who, are just phoning it in. Everyone's absolutely smashing it. But I think the fact that they've got, and I hope Williamson's going to be in it for a long haul, because it's almost like the conductor. You need someone just sort of like, this is, okay, I know where everything's going. Because he did Duke and Cobra Commander. He did those series as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So there's one person.
I'm not sure he did Destro, but they all work together.
Yeah. Right. There's like a person like, okay, this is what it's going to be. And it just feels like everything's just moving at the same pace. It's moving forward, importantly, but it's moving forward at the right kind of rhythm. It's just, for me, it's fucking comics. It's brilliant comics.
There's a lot of confidence in the storytelling.
Yeah,
and the pacing,
yeah.
So.
And I did not. I will say, back in the day when these were announced, and we did speak about them on the show. Oh, this would be interesting. I wonder what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, I wasn't holding out high hopes.
I did not think a couple of years later I'd be saying, I think this.
There's so many missed starts, isn't there?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be saying, I think these are some of my favourite comics that are about at the moment. You know, but I love the fact that I can say that about certain characters and an IP, which is what it is, that I genuinely hold close, near and dear. I mean, me and Dan have fucking G.I.Joe conversations just off the rip.
Yeah. Just G.I.Joe.
But yeah, if you like this sort of stuff, folks, don't miss out on it. Don't be afraid the fact that they're on their third or fourth and they're just starting a fourth arc.
You don't need to know any G.I.Joe to like. I've got Tony the first trait. You don't need to know anything about his character.
Yeah, you got me the first trait initially as well. Yeah, that was.
I've read the spin-offs, so I quite like them as well.
Yeah, they're just really. Yeah. I didn't think I was going to, and then I picked up like a couple of issues of Duke. Thinking, and this was a character I'm not going to lie about this. I did not give a fuck about that character.
Yeah, I quite like that.
And I was just like, this dude's really cool.
Their show was really great as well.
Yeah.
Just the right kind of art for that Duke, I think, as well. In my eyes. Yeah.
So that's mine. I know that sounds like the biggest recommendation I've ever given, but it's just because I'm just having fun.
Maybe we should try and reach out to him and see if we can. Obviously, the hot ticket at the moment.
Yeah.
But
I'd
love to send in that
ask.
clip.
Yeah.
And say, look, we quite like this.
Yeah, we quite like this. I'll be your best friend. Do you remember when you used to do that at school? I never did, but there was always a kid that did it, wasn't there? Okay, Tony, what's yours?
My final one is Smile 58. This one is published by Editions Anspach in It's a Belgian, I think, Belgian bande dessinée book. It was
lovely cover.
Really good. And it's one of those. Bande dessinée comes in a couple of very subtly different sizes. This is like the really big hardback album size. Written by Patrick Webber, art and colours by Baudouin Deville. It's kind of gift to me from Diego from my office. Now, this is interesting because Diego bought this in, I think, in Brussels from a comic shop, but it's in English. So there's an English version of it somewhere, which is interesting. Maybe they've done both, I'm guessing. It's an educational element to this. Weber, it's Weber, so I'm not sure it's Weber or Weber, but he's a Belgian art historian as well as a comic writer, bande dessinée writer. And he does a lot with Deville on the history of Belgium. He also works as a magazine editor, a radio broadcaster, and most of his work is published through Le Lombard, which is the French publisher. But if you look at stuff like titles have a location and a date, so it's Spa 1906. So Spa is the famous place in Belgium where they have the car racing, don't they? It's a lovely little village. I've been there. Berlin 61, Ostend 1905, and so on and so on. There's quite a series of books. Unsurprisingly, for history buffs, you'll guess this is all around the 1958 Expo, which is the image from the cover, which is this, I think it's called the Atomica or something like that, Atomium structure, which is a bit like, I was thinking of it like Belgium's version of the London Eye or something like that. It's a bit like that. And it was created as the centerpiece for this big festival of Belgium, which happened in 1958. So you get a lot of history as well, genuine history, I think, which is quite common in Webber and Deville's books. And it's hard. It's a sort of clean-lined bande dessinée murder mystery, espionage murder mystery at its heart in 1958. It follows the story of Kathleen, and she's an ambitious and good-looking new hostess. Now, the hostesses are, if you imagine them as sort of air hostesses for the event. So they're a team of glamorous, uniform-wearing women who travel around this event and help people out and meet with dignitaries and give guided tours and work in the shops. And it's quite competitive to get in. It's like 1 in 10 was chosen to do this. And it's much sought after. And mixed in with that, she gets involved in this sort of espionage plot with various sort of men from different countries, because there's all different countries represented. Like there's an American element to the festival, there's a Chad element, there's a Turkish element. There's all these different areas within this sort of big ground. And she meets a lot of people, but she meets these two guys who are sort of kind of spies, not really who they're saying they are. She gets involved with them. She gets talked into doing. One of them allegedly loses a pouch that's got very important documentation for his work in, and she gets talked into burgling someone else's house. And she's being played by all these people, and you realise, and then there's I won't tell you what happens at the end of the last sort of third of the book, but it gets more and more complicated as it goes on. So it's a beautifully drawn thing. It's got a prologue, which I found, now this, a bit like the shaking head thing I talked about a minute ago. There's something that just caught me, and I went, it just caught me wrong. Right, so okay. I think it comes from the translation. So right. There's this little prologue where there's these two workmen, and they're walking into work, and one says to the other one, "You're a scary cat," like that. And I thought, oh, he's a scary bloke. But what they meant to say was he's a scaredy cat. Right. So two different meanings there.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's the translation issue that was the problem in it.
Yes, I agree.
It's a very subtle difference in that, but there's a complete difference in meanings between the two.
Totally.
Yeah. I smell some machine translation there.
You reckon?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems out of context. It's not. Yeah,
that's the thing, is that there's an understanding of slang terms and stuff that people have.
No matter how good a language you are, there's always something, isn't there, like that will surprise you.
Yeah.
There's a little sort of corset wearing, stocking wearing sexiness, which is almost at odds with it being a little bit more younger reader availability to it. The dialogue has, and this is not uncommon with Bond SNA comics, has moments of switches to high emotion. You know, there's a lot of sort of shouting at each other and crying and being angry and just suddenly almost, you know, sometimes that's human life, sometimes it's not. But it hangs together really well. You know, it's a beautiful thing. The architecture is as much a character in this as the people. You know, there's just whole sections of it with just massive amounts of building lines and buildings from the time. And there's a real lot of study gone into this to give it an exceptional quality of... everything's exact. So there's some photographs of the hostesses in the back matter, and they're exactly as they are drawn by DeVille. So it's really good like that. As I say, there's a bunch of history in the back, but hanging around this big event, which cunningly Weber has you learning about, is because you become addicted to finding out what the murder mystery is. And you're taking a longer journey, and you're learning about the history of Belgium. And I messaged Diego this morning saying, he said, "What do you think of it?" And I said, "It's lovely." He says, "No, I've also learned quite a lot about your country that I didn't know about before." You know? So there's a bit of that going on as well. But beautiful book. Looks God bless the Europeans. They always print things a different way up on the spine, don't they? Have you ever noticed that?
So no, I've not noticed
the book sits like that on the spine, you know, because you have to turn your head like this rather than, you know, like this. But it will sit very happily in my little Bond SNA shelving space. They know how to do a comic out there, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh,
they
hell
really
yeah,
do.
Yeah. They fucking.
They know how to package it. They know how to sell it. People are not ashamed reading it. People will sit on the train reading that, and you know, education, the ninth art, and all that sort of thing. Yeah. So Smile 58. I got mine through Editions and Spac, so you can get to editionsandspac.com. You might have to put your Google Translate on for that one, but you should be able to get it from there. Or if you're in Belgium, pop in a comic shop and get a copy yourself.
Yeah.
There you go.
Brilliant. One thing that should be translated all across the world is comics are amazing.
Yeah.
And we all love them. And thank you very much for listening to this week's episode, everyone. It's been another fun one. We could talk for fucking days, and we have talked for days. If you look at the amount of hours that
add it all together,
if you
literally,
yeah, Jesus. But we'll always have fun, and next week we're gonna have some more guests and some more fun as well. So look forward to that. If there's anything that we talked about on this week's show that you want to get in touch with us about, or maybe you've got a comic that you want us to check out, or maybe you want us to look at perhaps the way that you market your comics. Or just want to ask us some questions or anything like that.
Please do send us some things. Yeah. I think it's I put in the Slack earlier today, if you've done some PR and you've made a mistake, it's a learning point for everyone.
Yeah.
Let's have a little chat about it, find out about it. Or if you've seen any mistakes, right?
There is never, we want to say this, if if there's any criticisms to be had on this show, it's constructive criticisms. And there is never this is shit, you're terrible. It's just one of these, oh, this has happened. Perhaps you could make it better like this. Do something like that. That's the way
it's always like one thing I thought of was this. It's a bit like that when we do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because even the books that we absolutely love, there's always something, even the films, the music, anything we love in life, there's nothing's perfect because perfection isn't attainable. That's the whole thing. Yeah. We should look to achieve it, but we should never achieve it.
Let's do that. There's another idea for an episode. What do we consider to be a perfect comic for our tastes?
For our tastes. Okay, that's I was about to say, because that's totally just dismissing what I just said.
No, but if for us,
what's the book that's made for you?
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
So and you've been here, listeners, listen to this while we've discovered about 5 or 6 weeks worth of shows, as well as talking about all this great content. So get in touch with us, and there's several different ways you can do it. You can email us awesomecomicspod@gmail.com. Follow us on social media at awesomecomicspod on Insta, at the awesomepod on X. And where did you listen to us? Wherever you did, you should leave a review, subscribe, get the word out about the show. It really does help us get the, we talk to creators and we're trying to we are also promoting other people's work as well, because if we like it, so, we're scratching backs to scratch ours. And you can do that on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Stitcher, Podnose, Podknife. What are the networks we're on, Tony?
We're on the network. With a massage, can you get a sad ending?
Well, I mean, do we want a twist ending?
Ooh.
Or a cliffhanger?
Dick and twist it.
What the fuck?
Have you not seen that guy, that MMA fight?
No.
And he's like, shouting.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Grab that dick and twist it. Twist that dick.
And the geezer in front of him going, oh my God.
Oh, God. Yeah. Give him the old dick twist.
Oh dear, that's the sort of high quality content that people come back to this show for. And also, if you enjoy this conversation, or if you just like comics and want to talk to or discuss comics and making comics with people, then we have a Slack forum. I'm never sure what to call Slack.
No, it's not a channel because it contains channels.
It
but
contains
forum, I
channels.
think, is as good as anything.
Yeah. We have a Slack forum. Get in touch with us. Join that. There's lots of great creators on there. There's lots of people who listen to the show, and it's always just great conversation. There's no shit on there. There's channels for Kickstarters. There's channels for art threads. There's keep the conversation of this particular episode on there as well. Loads of great stuff. You can also follow us on Substack. Just search for the Awesome Comics Podcast on the list of things that I have to read out of the end. Awesome Comics Podcast on Substack. If you are listening to us through the Substack, thank you very much as well. We're not quite sure. We appreciate every single one of our listeners, wherever you are in the world. We're not quite sure of where you're coming from, or I don't do analytics or any of that nonsense.
I don't think you can get them from Substack either, can you? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But we appreciate every bloody one of you. And we appreciate you if you want to support the show by buying some merch. acpgear.redbubble.com helps keep the lights on for the show, etc., etc.
Yes.
Is that all of it? Have I done all of it? Well, I suppose.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Apart from where can people find us online, etc. Tony?
Neveronanything.com.
Dan?
You can find me on Twitter at Vanguard Comic, and you can read Vanguard at vanguardcomic.com.
Nice. You can find me on social media at Jester Diablo. Thank you again, everyone, for another... it was brilliant for us. We had fun. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great laugh.
Yeah.
What I care about.
Yeah, exactly. And we care about you all as well. Wherever you are in the world, we hope you're happy, healthy, and reading comics that get you as excited as we all have been this week.
Yeah.
So until next week, with another great guest and more great comic book chatter, have a brilliant week. Read loads of comics. Keep making loads of comics. And there's another thing they've got to do. What have they got to do, guys?
Stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.